you doing, Brother Pass? I can't
I
hear
say
you.
I'm good. How about yourself, huh?
I'm too blessed to be stressed, man. I'm too blessed to be stressed, man. I am too blessed to be stressed.
I said I'm pretty good. How about yourself?
I'm too blessed to be stressed. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay. I had the music up too loud. There we go.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. I got you. Let me turn that down some. Yeah, man. I am. I'm
You're going to have
excited.
to let a joke in every 15 minutes.
Say that again. Yeah. That's how you keep the people's attention, man.
So you're going to have to joke every 15 minutes to keep your numbers up. I done seen for the past couple of ones, you ain't had no 100K, man. What's up with that?
I don't know, man. I don't think the people tapping. They're coming in, but they're not tapping. Sometimes I think, people get mesmerized by the attention that they're getting and the information that they're getting, and they just kind of forget. Hey, Sister Janice, how you doing, young lady? How are you today, young lady? I'm going to call you later today, Sister Janice. Later today. But yeah, they're missing. They're excited about the information, and anytime, and I found this out in speaking, when people get extremely quiet, that means that they're trying to hear what you're saying. They're listening to hear, and that's a good sign. That's a really good sign. So now I got to stop tapping just so I can hear, and I think that's what happens on here. Some on these last few lives is, I think that a lot of people have just been saying, I need to hear what this man is saying. I need to hear what they're saying. I need to hear what they're saying, and so they stop tapping for that reason. So I think that has a lot to do with it. Because the numbers are not dropping as far as the people in the room and hearing. As a matter of fact, there's more people that's coming in and paying attention as opposed to not listening. So I think that we have a little situation there to try to encourage people to keep listening. To keep tapping while we are on the live. But if y'all can do me a favor today, tap, like, follow, share. Do that real quick this morning. Everybody that's in the room, like, follow, and share. One other thing I want you to do is every so often, we forget, but yeah, and repost. Thank you for that, brother. We do me a favor. Hey, brother, are you listening? Haven't seen you in a while. You okay? We what was I gonna say? Type in there, I am Yasharel. Okay? Do me a favor, type in I am Israel. And we want to keep that in the comment section. As throughout the whole live, and even on past live, start putting that in there because we got to keep ourselves in remembrance of who we are. And even if you're on YouTube, I am Yasharel. Just keep it in the chat because our people have to be reminded of who we are. And I think that the more we see it, the more we say it, the more we'll be able to hear what the Spirit is saying to the church. And I'm not talking about that brick and mortar. I'm talking about the ecclesia, which is the called out ones. Because this is not a hard message to hear if you know who it belongs to. You know what I'm saying? It's not hard to hear your mom if you know you belong to her. It's not hard to hear your dad if you know you belong to him. I think that a lot of our problem is we don't know that it belongs to us. We don't know that this wisdom belongs to us. This righteousness belongs to us. This holiness belongs to us. This perfection, yes, I said it. This perfection belongs to us. This salvation belongs to us. And I think because we don't understand that, it's hard for us to hear. And so sometimes we're listening, but we're not hearing. So we just keep that in the algorithm and keep saying it. Like Brother Pat said, we want to do a hashtag I am Israel. We want to make it a hashtag I am Yasharel. And begin to tell everybody, even if you can't explain it, just say it. Drop the seed, drop the seed. And if you know me, and sometimes if you're on the phone with me, you'll hear me tell people, you're Israel, you're Israel. I don't get a whole lot into details with it, but I just tell them, I'm just dropping the seed. I don't have to get all into why I say what I said. I'm just dropping it, dropping it, dropping it. Because eventually we all going to know who we are, because he said that we will come back. Now, this is the sad part about it. This is where it gets really sad. And this is where the difficulty shows up at. And there is going to be quite a few Israel that won't become Israel. They're going to deny the faith. They're going to deny. See, because to deny the faith means you deny the law. Let me just say that one more time. To deny the faith means you deny the law. Okay? And so when you say something like, I don't like that, you're denying the faith. Okay? And I'm not talking about Christianity. I'm not talking about your idea of what you call wrong, right, good, and bad. Forget all that. What I'm speaking of is you are denying the faith. Because the faith is you believing that the law is good enough for you. It is great for you. Sister Momo posted a thing on TikTok earlier, and she had two scriptures in there, one from Proverbs and one from Psalms. And they were both talking about the value of the law, how great it is, how good it is, how magnificent it is. And once you begin to understand that, but you're not going to understand it until you begin to know who you are. You're not coming back to my house if this is not your house. But if you live here, then I don't care where you are in the country or even in the world. If this is your address, you will always say, I'm coming where? Home. And what do you know? You know three basic factors about that house. The address, who's there, and what's there. Okay? Those are the three basic components that you know about your abode. So when we begin to call ourselves Israel, you can begin to receive what belongs to Israel. Y'all see what I'm trying? This is a mind game. This is a mind game. I'm trying to get you to understand that if your mind can comprehend who you are, then these laws won't be grievous. They're only grievous to those who don't know who they are. That's the only reason. It's not grievous to those of us who know who we are. It's not. It's not a problem. If you come to my house and you know, and you live here and you walk in the front door, you're automatically going to take your shoes off. That's not grievous. If you live here, it's not a problem. Now, if you don't live here and you come in the house, you might just stand at the front door because it's a problem for you to take your shoes off. Regardless of what it might be, you don't feel comfortable with taking your shoes off. So now that becomes a grievous thing to you because you don't live here. And so because it's grievous to you, I can't make you do it. But you don't get to come in. You follow me? You stay right there. That's where you stay at. So when it comes to the law and understanding the law, you got to know who he's talking to. So when you type into the comments, I'm Israel, that is indicative of you knowing who we're talking to. That's why I keep asking you to say that, because once you begin to say that, they don't become, it's no longer grievous to you. It's no longer bothersome to you. It's only a problem when you don't know who you are. Y'all feel me, right? Because it's good. The law is good. It's good for us. Why would God give us something and then make it hard? That was a question. Why would the Most High give us something and then make it hard? Does that make sense?
No, it don't make sense at all. What he's giving us, it shouldn't be hard. The only hard part is we don't want to follow the orders because we hard-headed, we stiff-necked.
Well, we're only stiff-necked at this time because we don't know who we are. See,
we want to.
Go ahead.
That's a fact. If you want to, they say all the time that saying, I know it comes from your time as well. If you want to hide something from a black man, put it in the book. But also, if you want to hide an identity from a people, you get rid of what they always known or what they've never known, and then call them something else.
But the one thing you can't do, right, is you can't take away the identity of a people who wants to know their identity. Once a person wants to know who they are, and they seek that journey to know who they are, and as they come into who they are, you can't take it away no more. You can no longer take away what belongs to me. Once I know it's mine, you can't take it away. It's mine now. Just give me what's mine, and that's all I ask. That's it. So as we begin to realize that the law is mine, this is mine. This is what the Most High gave me. This is like finding the gold at the end of the rainbow. This is like hitting the lottery. See, because Yasharel, we don't need reparations. We need obedience. That's what we need. We need obedience. We think we need reparations. Reparations for us in the condition that we're in would totally destroy us. You think it's bad now? Every woman that's in a relationship with a man, she would leave you to have fun. You know what a woman means when she says she has fun, right? To go have fun. I want to have a plethora of men. Huh?
To go and get it in with as many men that she want to get it in with.
That's what she means when she says, I want fun. I want to have fun. That's what she means. I want to go and have fun. Because she calls it for you having fun when you are, when they say when you out in the streets, you having fun. So when you have these women that want a divorce and they call it peace because they can have fun now, we men, we must put it together and understand what fun is to the woman. I mean, it's fun to you too as a man. Don't let me mistake that. And I see someone put up there, not true. I'm taking all of us, my family, on trips. Thank you for including me, because I'm part of the family. But the point I'm making to y'all is, the amount of women that won't do that or they won't leave the husband is not even 1%. Most would leave, and the toy stores would run out of product. The adult toy stores would run out of product. Did you hear what I said? Because the only reason, now I'm going to say this and I'm going to say it with I'm going to say this with a lot of conviction. Most women only married to you for pleasure. I want to say it again. Most of your wives or our wives are married to us because of pleasure.
That's a fact, huh? We got to look at that, and ain't no but in it at all. What we got to look at that is how are we taught what marriage truly is, or shown what marriage truly means. And what we've always been shown what marriage is for pleasure, or it's a business aspect.
It's more for pleasure even than business. You know, some women try to use it for business, but even those women would go and find the real pleasure that they want. It's a pleasure that she wants. And when you pleasurizes her the most or better than most of the men that she's comparing you to, or in some cases all of the men she's comparing you to, she wants to lock you down. There's no other reason. None at all. So as we're living, and you're right, the purpose of marriage is fulfilling God's purpose and kingdom building. You are 1,000% right. But most of our marriages are for perversion. For the candy cane and the taco in every position that's possible without procreation, and we call that legal. Y'all, you wonder why our marriage, see, listen, y'all, we got to get to 100,000 likes first, y'all.
I got you up. Hey, for y'all 18 people that's up in here, we need y'all to tap the screen. For the past few lives we had, we've been under 100K. Now, if anybody would like to come up and speak, you can, but we also got to get to 100K first. That is the rules. The only ones that's usually up here is me as a co-host, We the People, and General, and also Brother Kenny, Are You Listening? But other than that, don't let nobody else come up until we get to 100K. That is the rules. If y'all can't respect it, you know what you can do. Bounce.
But we thank God for you guys. We thank God for you. And I want to say that, and right now I'm just kind of rambling because I'm setting the stage for where we're going today. There is a tumult that is going on. Tumult just means chaos, okay? Tumult just means chaos, okay? So there is a tumult that is happening now amongst women that are 50 years old and older. And what they are doing is they are promoting the separation between the man and the woman. And they're calling it divorce. I want to tell you today that there is no such thing as divorce when it comes to the kingdom. It is not possible. Matter of fact, even outside of the kingdom, it's not possible, because once a man touches you, he's into you for the rest of your life, for the rest of his life. The rest of his life. So that means that if you were unalive before him, you carry that part of him with you. Y'all know that, right? This is very, very, very serious. This is very serious. So as men, as we're moving forward, and as women, we must understand that the tumult that they're creating is to try and fight God. Because the separation between a man and a woman, when a woman is promoting the separation, she's actually operating in witchcraft. And it is really against the Most High. She's fighting Yah. She's fighting Elohim. So when you have these women and they're saying that this gives me my peace, my peace, my peace. But the Bible says, where is peace found? Where is peace found according to the Bible? The Bible says that the kingdom is where the peace is. According to Romans, Paul says the kingdom is peace, righteousness, and joy. That's where it's at. But if a woman say that she can find it outside of the man, what peace does she have? Sounds like to me she's been set up. Because a woman was created specifically for the man. I mean, the Bible says so.
Is the reason that is because our women don't see us as well, we as a people, I only want to pick on women right now, but we as a people don't see ourselves as royalty. But when it comes to our women, they don't see us as the image of the Most High in front of them.
No, because they see us, like the lady said the other day, we are vagabonds. They don't even see us as their equal. We're just a toy. I'm going to prove it to you. Who frequents the toy store the most?
The women.
There you go. So if women frequent the toy store the most, that is your replacement.
I think my stuff froze up. Did you hear me?
Yeah, I heard you. I heard you. I had a call coming through, so it might have sounded as if I didn't hear you, but I heard you. So whoever
you rocking your mic, Unc.
Huh?
You rocking your mic sometimes when you talk or hit the table or whatever.
No. What happened was someone tried to call me, and anytime a call comes through, it kind of mutes me. But that's what just happened. But hey, Ariel, when the woman, you know that you've been demoted when she has a rose and all of the other toys that she plays with. You really have been replaced, because all of those represent are an indication. Because when a woman uses those toys, there is an imagination. And the imagination could be the guy she saw in the mall, could be a past dude she met last week or last year or 20 years ago. All of these are playing out in her head. This is a movie, and she's using these toys to finalize the movie in her head. So when you see these things happening within the woman, man, you have been replaced. You really have been replaced. Maybe you're and it is bad because as a man, we don't understand. And she looks at you as a vagabond. And the only way a woman can look at you as a vagabond is because you married a harlot. See, harlots know they are not deserving of a king. A harlot knows, I want to say that one more time. A harlot knows she's not worthy of a king. And a vagabond or a valet or a simp or a broke back or a spineless or any other name, a eunuch, any of those names, she looks at you, you know you're not deserving of anything higher quality than a harlot. So everybody knows their position. So that's why I say eunuchs or infidels marry harlots and harlots marry infidels. It's called peasantry. And so since as a man, you don't know that you're a king, so you stay in peasantry. And as a woman, you don't see yourself as deserving of a king, so you don't look at him as a king, so you remain in harlotry. That's why you can have these women that are saying, leave them. Because I want to tell you, it was a comedian said one time, you don't leave a billionaire. You don't divorce a billionaire. Why? Because you're leaving all of the stuff that he brings with him. See, the problem is women don't see us as kingdom men. And the reason they don't see us as kingdom men is because you don't see you as a kingdom man. And all Unc is trying to do is get us to change how we see these things. Because if I could change how I can see me, I could change how I see her. Do y'all understand this? If the woman could change how she see herself, she could change how she see you. And see, what we're looking for is we're looking for the change outside of the change. But you got to become the change that you want to see. So if you want to be married to a king, you got to carry yourself like the queen. If you want to be married to a queen, you got to carry yourself like the king. And the difference between the two is a king, it has total authority over the dominion. A queen is always silent in the kingdom. Have you ever heard Queen Elizabeth speak?
Nope.
Where?
I'm about to say, if you do, it's some very few words.
But how often do you hear your woman speak?
All the daggone time.
How often do you hear your woman speaking? You say something, she say something. Every word you say, there is a counter word. Every word you say. You know what that means? That she sees you as a vagabond. She don't see you as a king. She don't see you the way the Most High see you as a Lord. Because every time you say something, you say one word, she say 20. And I want to tell y'all something. It's not her problem. It's your problem because you don't see yourself as a king. Because the one thing about a king, let me tell you what a king gonna do. A king, when that woman gets out of line, he's going to silence her. When Micah got out of line with David, what did he do?
Silenced her.
When
He had to stop the curses.
There you go. When Vashti got out of line with the king, what did he do?
Had to stop the curses.
When Israel got out of line with the Most High, what did he do?
He shut us down.
You see what I'm saying? So all we got to do is look at how this thing is really played out. So these women that are saying, leave the man, they are setting you up for complete annihilation. Because if you want to bind up a house, what is the first thing you do? Remove who?
Better get rid of that strong man.
Get rid of that man.
You get rid
Get him up out of there.
of the man. So the trick, the joke is really on the woman. Because the playbook says if you want to take over a house, get rid of who?
The man.
And so if the woman is saying get rid of the man, she's setting herself up for what? The takeover. She's playing right into the book.
To be unprotected.
And it's an open book playbook. You can read it for yourself. But when you have men that don't see themselves as kings, then you're always going to have a harlot that don't see herself as worthy of a king. Because she's only going to base what she's worth based off of the men she's been with. And so if all she's been with is infidels, all she see her value is for an infidel.
And be walking around and calling himself a queen without a king.
Well, if a queen is a queen without a king, there is a term for that too. And they call each other that. Y'all know what that's called, right? If a woman declares herself a queen and have never been married to a king, she is a itch bae.
I told y'all 1-800-UNC must be stopped.
Look it up.
Pig Latin.
Look it up. She's an itch bae. Put the B in front of itch, and then you'll understand what I just said.
And they use it as a term of endearment. Like that's something to be proud of, to be called. All day. We hear it through the music now. Our young girls is saying it. Like, they don't even realize. This lesson that you're bringing out today, I appreciate it, but they don't even realize what they're calling themselves because they don't know who they truly are, what their true identity is. We as people don't really know our true identity.
As a people.
So how do you propose,
well,
that we're going to be able to shut this down?
The first thing we got to do is the identity shift. The first thing is you got to know who you are and whose you are. Type it in the comments who you are. Because once you begin to, your body begins to align with your identity. It's almost like a child who never knew their father. And all of a sudden they find their father. And they begin to correct stuff that was wrong because my father is this way, so I got to act like this. Man, I feel the Raoul right now. I feel the Holy Spirit right now. I got to change. I got to align so that I can be like my father. And that's the male and the female. This is why fathers are so important. Because even the energy of a father changes the atmosphere of the child. So when you begin to identify who you are, then this law becomes easy. So when my son comes to my house and my grass is a little bit unkempt, my dad don't like the grass like that. So what he's going to do, he's going to find a lawnmower and start cutting the grass because daddy don't like it like that. Yeah.
Hey, to everyone that's in the comments, if y'all could put hashtag I am Yasharel, that is our new hashtag that we will be using. If you can't type it, just go up to where I just put it in and copy and paste it and just spam it through the live for I am Yasharel.
I am Yasharel.
Go ahead,
because as we begin to make this alignment, it makes it easy for you to understand who you are when you can identify who you are. So when you begin to identify, then the law becomes easy. So now when you hear Brother Paz or Brother We the People speaking, or myself, or any of the other ones, when we're speaking the law, you see why this channel is not a channel of discontentment, of arguing and fighting. Now you begin to understand why. Because we understand that I am Yasharel, and Yasharel is one family, y'all. Just one family. Just one family. Now I'm going to say that again. It's just one family. So as we're moving and we're going in this direction, and we're gonna deal with these women that are telling women to leave men. Don't do it. You're set up. You're being set up. You're being, and it is definitely among those of us that look like me. Don't follow those women. And I would tell you, it would be better for you as a woman to be with one man with 5 wives than to have 5 men enter into you. It would be better for you.
Can you say that one more time? I don't think everybody heard you.
It would be better for one woman to be with one man with 5 women, 5 wives, than for one woman to be with 5 different men. Yes, I said it and I won't take it back. Because what does the man do for the woman? When a man takes a woman, what is he actually doing for her? Let me just say it like this. When a godly man takes a woman, what is he doing for her? Anybody know?
Protecting, providing. He's covering. He's building a house with her.
I'll tell you what. This is what I want to do. Go to Ephesians chapter 5. And I think it's verse 21. Ephesians chapter 5.
21.
Start where it says wives submit to your
21.
where it says wives submit to your husband.
Oh, that's 22.
Okay, start right there. And read 3 verses down. Just 3 verses. 21, 22, and 23. Those are 3. Go ahead.
Wives, submit yourselves to your own husband as unto the Most High.
Stop. I need you to understand this now. This is a new paragraph. So the subject matter here is specifically talking, he's talking to the women. He's talking to women. Okay? Hear that part. Now he's going to give a description of what happens when you do this. Keep reading.
Verse 23. For the husband is the head of the wife, even as Mashiach is the head of the called out assembly. And he is the savior of the body. Verse 24, third verse down. Therefore, as the church, as the called out assembly is subject to Mashiach, so let the wives be to their own husbands in everything.
So, the similitude or here, the similarity is this. The wife, you submit for the benefit of the husband. Now, once you submit, you begin that husband now is going to love you like Christ loved the church. And now what happens, because he loves you according to your submission, you get sanctified. Read the next verse.
Verse 25. Husbands, love your wives, even as Mashiach loved the called out assembly and gave himself for it, that he might sanctify and cleanse it with the washing of the water by the word.
So what happens
Continue.
is, no, hold on. Because we got to go back to Deuteronomy. I'm going to give it over to you here, right here. This is where I was going the whole time. Because we're dealing with divorce now. Because once you submit to that man, and you submit to that man, I don't care how many men you've been with. When that man comes along and he decides, especially in our society today, he's going to keep you, you got to submit to him. Because he's loving you like Christ loved the church. How did Christ love the church? He called us whores, 304s. He called us stiff-necked. He called us rebellious. He got so many names for us in the Bible that he called us. But yet, he still sanctified us. And he sanctified the man so the man could sanctify the woman. Because that's what this passage is saying. Why? Submit to your husband so he can wash you with the word. Why? So he can sanctify you. And do what? Present you to himself, what? As the ecclesia, the called out ones. So when that man selects you, it is actually sanctification for you when he's a godly man. I know you've never heard it this way. But I'm going to prove it to you right now. Brother Wee, go over to Deuteronomy and keep it going. I'm going to step away, but I know where you're going.
Deuteronomy 28? Deuteronomy 28?
No. I think it's 21 where we talked about where it talks about the token on the sheet.
Oh, okay. I got you. I know where you're going.
All right. Go ahead and read that. I got to step away for 1 second. But you know where I'm going. You know exactly where I'm going now.
I got you. All right. So I'm going to encourage everybody to go ahead and tap the live. Repost this if you haven't reposted it. Repost it. If you already have reposted, take your repost off and repost it again. All right, because Uncle about to get into something.
Well, let me find out y'all trying to take my job.
No,
Trying to take my job.
no. Can you tell them how to do it, Pass? Because you was letting them know how to do it last time.
Yeah, I got you, bro. I got you. So what you do is, if Uncle was right here in front of your face, but just hold down on the screen. If you hold down, it should say repost, and it'll also say, people that you've contacted in your inbox or that has hit you up, and you can share it to them as well. But what I was telling y'all when it came to the hashtag, if y'all copy my hashtag, that is a hashtag that I'm using and that Unc will be using and any of y'all should use for a hashtag that's on any of the videos that's posted, but continue to tap the screen and share the live. If y'all really are interested in what Unc is talking about and y'all really about spreading the message that the Most High is giving him, then you will join in with this trend. Don't space it out. It's not I am space Yasharel. On the hashtag, it all goes together. That's the only way it's going to start trending. So that's why I told y'all to copy what I put in the chat. All you got to do is hold down and it says copy, and then you just post it right back. Shalom.
All praises. So, all right, here we go. Deuteronomy chapter, I think he meant 22, not 21. So everybody just go over to Deuteronomy chapter 22, and we're going to start from verse 13. I believe this is the one that he wants. All right. So it says, if any man take a wife and go in unto her and hate her, and verse 14, and give occasion of speech against her, and bring up an evil name upon her, and say, I took this woman, and when I came to her, I found her not a maid. That word maid right there means I found her not a virgin. The word maid and virgin, interchangeable right there. All right, verse 15. Then shall the father of the damsel, which means the young woman, and her mother take and bring forth the tokens of the damsel's virginity to the elder of the city in the gate. And the damsel's father shall say to the elders, I gave my daughter to this man as a wife, and he hates her. Verse 17. And lo, he has given occasion of speech against her, saying, I found not your daughter a maid or a virgin. And yet these are the tokens of my daughter's virginity. And they shall spread the cloth before the elders of the city. And the elders of the city shall take that man and chasten him. And they shall immerse him in 100 shekels of silver, and give them to the father of the damsel, because he had brought an evil name upon a virgin of Yasharel, and she shall be his wife, and he may not put her away all his days.
So I want y'all. I'm going to show you something. Thank you for that. I'm gonna come back to you, brother Wee. I'm gonna come back to you. Give me 1 second, because I want to show y'all something concerning the blood. The blood is also the token that God accepted on behalf of Yasharel. When Yahushua HaMashiach was unalived on the cross, the blood came out. Remember when Mary Magdalene?
Your mic is rocking.
Huh? Remember when
your mic keeps on rocking.
Okay, I was on the desk. Remember when Mary Magdalene went into to touch him, and he said, "No, you can't touch me," because he hasn't presented himself yet. Remember that the blood that had to be presented to before the Ark of the Covenant, because all of this ties together, and I'm going to show y'all this one day. I'm going to bring it all together and show it to you. Where the Ark of the Covenant, that the blood had to be pure; it could not be contaminated with nothing. But had she touched him, it would have made the blood impure because of her nature. So, in order for him to go before the Lord, he had to go pure, uncontaminated. So when that woman went before that man, and she was contaminated, that disqualified her from being or what she was supposed to be. So, but when Yahushua HaMashiach presented the blood before the Most High, when Paul says love the woman like Christ loved the church, that means that we now can present her sanctified because he has presented us sanctified. That's why when that man goes into that woman, he becomes one with her. He begins to wash her with the word. What does that mean? She's had intercourse. She entered the course, the teaching of the law, which is the course that the man teaches the woman. Now that is a sanctifying of her by the washing of the word, that he might present unto himself a called out one, and ecclesia, to present her to who? Himself. So when you hear the woman trying to supersede the man, saying, I can get to God without you, you are out of line, because the order is the man, the Most High, the man, the woman. The Most High, the man, the woman. When you have as many single people that are saying I'm celibate as you do, that have been cracked by men, and you have men that are saying I don't want these women. When a man says I don't want the woman, he's condemning her. He's putting damnation on her. This is why he says he don't like divorce, because a divorce decree was all of the damaging things that this woman did while she was with this man. Because that's all a divorce decree was. It was a letter that he would write out to this woman and give it to her, so that when she meet another man, because she needed the letter, because if she wasn't a virgin, then she needed the letter to prove why I'm not a virgin. And so she would give this next man the letter, and he would make the decision, just like a job today, or changing from one school to another school, the same thing. And they would make the decision as to whether or not they wanted to continue with it or not. The only reason a woman could show up without a divorce decree was if she was a widow. Other than that, if you were a woman and you had been with a man and you did not have no man, you were to live in a harem. That was a protected quarters by the king. In our country, it would be the government. We would call it the projects, the ghetto. Continue, brother, we the people.
That was pretty much the whole part that we discussed, but I can read it again. Did you want to stop me at a certain place? Just let me know.
No. I thought you had something
All
to
right,
say
so
right there.
this is, oh man, I got plenty to say, but
Well, come on. Let's talk.
I'm enjoying what you're doing.
No, come on, let's talk.
Let's talk it. All right, so when you look at this, all right, let's go back and re-examine Deuteronomy 22 in verse 13. Jump down to verse 13, y'all. All right, now you see the setup is that there's a husband and he's bringing up an accusation against his wife. The accusation is based on her purity that she entered in the marriage with, because the husband no longer wants to be married to this woman. I don't know, maybe she burnt the eggs. I don't know, maybe she keeps on telling him to leave the toilet seat down or whatever else like that. For some reason, this man is angry enough to not want to be with this woman anymore. He's done, he's through. And he's trying to initiate the divorce. But the way that it's trying to be initiated, or the way that he's doing it, he's bringing it up on the fact that he hates her. He hates her. That's the motivation by why he's doing what he's doing. So verse 13, let's take a look at this. All right, we're going to slow walk it for a second. It says, if any man take a wife and go in and go in and go in to her. What does that mean, go into her, Unc?
To be intimate with.
So he done got intimate with this woman that he's already proclaimed as his wife. And watch this, verse 14. And hate her, which means that he turns against her. And gives an occasion of speech against her, and brings an evil name upon her, and say, I took this woman, and when I came to her, I found her not a maid, which means that he's saying that I found her not to be a virgin. Now, wait a second. You already went into her. Not only did you already go into her, you bringing up an evil name against her, even though you accepted it. And this shows that the Most High holds the men accountable for going into the women. This part right here shows that the Most High, as soon as you do it, man, you become the head, which means what? You're responsible for everything. Why? The Most High, not the woman. The Most High put you in charge of everything. And now some men, when they go into that woman, they want to do it Egyptian style. You know, you got doggy style, you got this style, you got that style. Well, what's Egyptian style? Egyptian style is that I get to hit this, and then after I hit it, I get to decide whether this is good for me or not, and I get to step off. But in Yasharel, the men could not step off. They couldn't just hit it and be like, we're not compatible. Because in Egypt, you know what this would be called? A trial marriage. Well, what's a trial marriage? That's when a man and a woman actually gets together, they move in together to see if they are compatible as a couple. And if it works out within that first year, they will stay, and then they will do a marriage. If not, and you don't work out before that time, you get to find a reason to hate her, and you get to get her up out of there. Now, I'm just talking about ancient Egypt. It ain't like this is happening today. I don't know nobody that does this. Not Martin, not Gina, we ain't never seen nothing like this. But let's look at the faithfulness and the fairness of the Most High and his laws. Because some of us, we trying to figure out a way to ask for grace, and some of us need these laws to keep things together. Y'all trying to avoid the laws through grace, and I'm trying to tell y'all, you need both. One don't work without the other. All right, so now, verse 15. Then shall the father say to say of the damsel, that's his daughter, and her mother, take and bring forth the tokens of the damsel's virginity. Which means that when she left my house, this woman was pure. When she left my house and I gave her to you, she was in a certain condition. And then it says, and they got to take the damsel's tokens of the virginity to the elders of the city, verse 16. And the damsel's father shall say to, no, the mother is talking. Who is vouching for that girl's purity? Is it her mother or her father? And that's a warning for a lot of households that don't have men there. And I'm not just talking about don't have men there. I'm talking about don't have men anywhere. I'm talking about the grandmama don't got a husband. Like now I'm saying he living, but she ain't got him. The daughter don't got a husband who's married at the time. The sister, the daughters of that wife don't have, but they got children. These are signs, y'all. These are signs that there is not somebody that is supposed to be speaking for the household. The wife was to help me. She went and got the tokens of the virginity, but it's the husband that speaks because why? His word validates the house. It's a validation over top of the house. But you want me to keep going up? Do you want to take over?
No, keep going. I'm looking for something, but keep going. I'm listening to you.
I got you. I got you. All right, so now verse 16.
Hold on. Do y'all understand what he's saying? You're understanding what we're talking about today. Why it is so important for women not to divorce men, and why it's so important for men not to divorce women. Oh, for real, a woman cannot divorce a man.
And it's also being let known that it's not the mother that vouches for the daughter's purity, only the father. The father is the one that vouches, my daughter's pure, my daughter is this, my daughter's that. If that's coming out of a mother's mouth, it's not official. And this is why the fathers were so needed in the household. This is why the husbands were so needed in the household. Because why? This was the creme de la creme of authority. There's no higher authority than that man speaking on behalf of his daughter. And if you know that you raise your daughter in righteousness, if you know that I done taught her, she was taught the way, she was brought up in the way of the law, statutes, and commandments, I know that I'm giving somebody over that is going to help build the house instead of tear it down with her own hands. So now, let's continue. So the father, he feels some type of way in verse 16. And the damsel's father shall say to the elders, I gave my daughter to this man as a prostitute. Nope, as a wife, as a one-night stand. No, as a wife. I gave. The father is the one that gives away the daughter, not the mom, not the brother, not your cousins, not your uncles. Go find your daddy. Go find your father. Because why? The Most High gave him the charge. He's in charge. I gave my daughter to this man as a wife, and he hates her. He dislikes her. For whatever reason, he done found an occasion to be like that. Watch this. It says, and lo, he gives an occasion against her, saying, I have found not your daughter a maid, a virgin. And yet, these are the tokens of my daughter's virginity, and they shall spread the cloth before the elders of the city. And the elders of the city shall take that man and chasten him. Now, when I look at this, and I see this, if that woman was not a virgin on that night, when that man went inside of her, and he said, man, I done did this. They supposed to give me to her. They gave me to her as a virgin. The question is, how did the blood get on the sheets? How would the blood be provided on the sheets as a token, as a legitimacy that this woman is pure, even if she wasn't pure? Did it necessarily say that this had to be the exact blood that came from her? No, because why? The parents are in the room. There's occasions where it's been said, it's been written that in this proceeding and in these cases where the woman wasn't even a virgin in the situation and the man loved her regardless, the man would cut himself and bleed out onto the actual sheets and provide the virginity tokens for the wife that could not provide virginity for herself.
Husbands,
what?
Husbands, love your wives.
Now,
husbands, love your wives, even as Christ loved the church. Husbands, love your wives, even if like Christ loved the church and gave himself. Who did he give? Who did he give?
He gave himself. He gave himself.
So when we are not, man, this thing is so. This is why. I'm sorry for cutting you off. I'm so sorry. Hold your thought. Hold your thought, please. I'm not gonna talk long. Just 30 seconds.
You.
30 seconds.
I got you.
That he might present. He loved his wives as Christ gave himself for, that he might present to himself. So the presentation of the woman was to himself. Man, I did a video on this. All a man trying to teach you is himself. All he's trying to do is present you to himself as himself. You got to hear me. 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 And if you really want to really get deeper with this, go and read John 17, verse 21, 22, 23, 24, and 25, where he keeps using all of these different ways of saying that they may be one with me as I'm one with you. So what I'm telling you is the Most High, the man, the woman. So if the man is one with the Most High, the woman becomes one with the man, then they all become one with him. Go ahead.
Okay, so that was the situation. So this man, if he went inside of her and he knew from the get-go that she wasn't a virgin, and he said, man, she didn't bleed on those sheets. He knows that, man, that was really my blood that was really on those sheets, or he's a liar. Either way, he trapped himself inside of that marriage because he desired that woman that much, that he would provide his own blood. And guess what? When those sheets get passed through the door, or whenever those tokens of virginity is passed off, that's the property of the father, because her virginity belonged to the father. It was his job to protect it from being invaded by any other man. So even if she slipped away from Pops, and she laid down with somebody else or did whatever and everything like that, and the man wanted to marry her regardless, he could provide his own blood. It was said that he would cut himself around the thigh. It was said that he would cut himself around the thigh. And the reason why he would cut himself around the thigh area is because if he bled from that part of his body, the man's nakedness or a woman's nakedness is the exposure of their thighs. So they wouldn't be able to look at the man and say, you cut yourself, brother. Nah, that part is covered up. But you can take the sheets, you can take the blood, and it would account for the woman's virginity. But once you accept a woman in that condition, you can't go back on that woman. You can't vouch and provide the purity evidence, the tokens of virginity, and say that, yo, she is a wife. She is my wife right now. And now you're trying to run around the corner to get away from her because you ain't like the way she cooked the eggs. You don't like the way that she scrambled. You don't like the way she made the bed. You don't like the way to this, like the way to that. No. You can get away with that in Egypt, but you can't get away with that in Yasharel. You gotta commit, and you gotta take care of her for the rest of your life. Ain't no out. You gotta commit, man. Because why? You vouch for her. Now, I know that we don't practice this today. This ain't the practice. Ain't nobody standing outside of the honeymoon door waiting for sheets to get passed out or whatever else like that. But don't try to say, I'm finding fault in her later. When you vouch for her purity, her virginity, her wifehood, then. So now you're dealing with something. Does this break the order of the covenant being kept? Because you need blood to keep the covenant. You need blood to keep the covenant. Do this for me. Go to Exodus chapter 24, verse 8. We'll see if this is consistent with the husband of Yasharel. Because y'all know Yasharel had a past. You know, they had an affair or two with a golden calf. If y'all know about the earrings and all of this stuff, Moses up on the mountain, they going to Club Gentile.
I got it, huh?
Okay, go ahead with it.
You said 24 and 8. Y'all make sure y'all tap the screen, share it live. I had to come off for that one. I can't let that slide just yet. And Moses took the blood and sprinkled it upon the people and said, behold, the blood of the covenant which Yahuwah has cut with you concerning all these words.
Woo, wait a second. We got some words in there that we got to break down. Wait a second. This is the blood of the covenant. What made the covenant come together?
The blood.
The blood. It is the blood that makes the covenant come together. Now, wait a second. It said that it was sprinkled on the people. My question to you is this. Did the bride provide the blood, or was it the husband in this case?
It was the husband.
It was your husband.
Woo! So that means that if Abba, if the husband of Yasharel provided his blood to seal the deal on the people that was not worthy to even be in the marriage with him. And how did he do it? Read that one more again. Let's see the method that he used to do it. Read it one more time, Pastor.
And Moses took the blood and sprinkled it on the people and said, behold, the blood of the covenant which Yahuwah has cut with you concerning all these words.
That Yahuwah has what?
Cut with you.
What's that C word again?
Cut.
That's a deep cut.
So when you're dealing with cutting the covenant, that blood is what makes it necessary. So do this for me. Go one more place.
Go in there. Did you say go one more place?
My bad. Go to John 19, I think it's 34. John chapter 19, verse 34. Because we got to see how Yahusha was in the Father and the Father was in Yahusha. And this is going to bring us back to Ephesians chapter 5 when we read it. When you get it, Paz, go ahead and read that, because now we got to weigh this out, because that was cool. You might say that was the Old Testament. You know how Christianity
19?
does. 19, I think, is verse 34, if I'm not mistaken. Or Christianity is say, well, that was the Old Testament. We don't move like that today and everything else like that. Well, let's see.
19 and 24?
34.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, 34, my fault.
I think it's 34, if I'm not mistaken.
It's 34.
Okay, it starts out there. But one of the soldiers with the spear pierced his side, and forthwith came out blood and water.
Whoa, wait a second. What does the spear do when it hits your flesh?
It pierces it.
Whoa, when you pierce
it cuts
it what?
It cuts it.
There's a cut in the flesh when the spear hits you.
It impales.
So now when that spear hits you, you're going to bleed.
Right.
When you bleed from that spear hitting you, wait a second, it's something different about this one. Did y'all know that when the Roman soldiers was trained to do a spear or to launch a spear, did you know that they was trained to hit you in the heart? Mm. The reason why they would break the bones or whatever else like that is to help you to unalive faster when you was on the cross. But if not, they would have to come up and they have to poke you. You got to get shanked. You got to get cut. Mm. But the way that they was trained was that when they would aim for you, they would aim for the area of the heart. So, did you know that the place where it can actually happen, where blood and water can come out, even to this day, is documented that it can come out when your heart is pierced? So now, you dealing with him bleeding, and you see the covenant coming out of Yahushua HaMashiach on the cross. His blood is the new covenant, as it states. Now watch this part. Can we provide the second part of that? What else came out, Paz? Read that one more time again, because it wasn't just blood.
It was water, but I'll read it one more time. But one of the soldiers with the spear pierced his side, and forthwith came out blood and water.
So wait a second. For this marriage, for this renewed covenant, who is providing the blood again? It's the husband.
There you go.
Because why? Yasharel, we was some adulterous people. We was out there. We was 304ing it up. Go back to Ephesians chapter 5. Let's do this. Go back to Ephesians chapter 5. Let's jump down to verse 22, and let's read about this thing concerning the husband.
Chapter 5.
Because guess what? Well, we'll start from 22. I got it. I just turned to it real quick.
Okay.
It says, wives, submit yourselves unto your own husband. That's evidence that there's blood. That's the evidence that it's blood. What's the evidence? The fact that he called you a wife and the fact that that man is called a husband. So you connected through a blood covenant. So now let's go forward. It says, for the husband is the head of the wife, as I just showed y'all in the law. I just showed y'all that the Most High gave the charge to the man, even to vouch for the virginity of the daughter. It's his word, not the mama's. The mama was there. Praise Yah, she went and got the proof of the virginity when he asked for it, but it was the Father's word. Verse 23. For the husband is the head of the wife, even as Mashiach is the head of the called out assembly and the Savior of the body. How did he save her? How did he save her? Because if it was up to her to provide her own proof of virginity, she would have got stoned in front of her father's house. So how did he save you? How did he save you for an Elohim that doesn't change, that still wants marriage according to the way that he designed it? And you're complaining about multiple wives and all this other stuff like that? Man, let's do it. Y'all want to go down that route? Let's do it, because I know some of y'all beefing with that and y'all got issues with that. Let's work it out. Most people that have issues with that, they point back at Adam. He said, well, Christ said that it was never so since the beginning. Christ said it was never so since the beginning. All right, fine. I ain't got no problem with that. But let's look at what Adam received. When Adam went into Eve, did Eve bleed?
No.
Eve had to be a virgin at that time. So if you want the marriage that Adam and Eve had, if you want the marriage that Adam and Eve had, and you want it exactly that way, that means that you got to be with the man that broke that blood on you, woman.
Sounds like, did you eat from that tree that I
So
told
if
you not to
either
eat from?
so either you want it the way that either you want it.
Good
Sis,
afternoon.
1 second.
I just want to say something real quick.
Give me 1 second, sis. Let me land.
Hey, pass.
Give us a second.
Pass.
Okay.
When they knew,
Definitely gonna get a chance to talk.
when they knew, give them the opportunity to listen to us quite a while first, because a lot of times they want to come up, they don't know the whole concept of what we're talking about, and they miss it. They take offense to it, but it's not offensive. But go ahead.
No, I got you. I'm gonna land so the sister can speak. But that's what it was created off of. It was created off of, the first marriage was created off of the purity of a woman. Eve didn't have to be stoned. And it was created off of a man committing to that woman for the rest of his life. That's why it says right here, when we get into it in verse 23, it says, for the husband is the head of the wife, even as Mashiach is the head of the called out assembly. And it says that he is the savior of the body. It wasn't based on our righteousness. It was based on Yahusha's righteousness. All right, 24. Therefore, as the called out assembly is subject to Mashiach, so let the wives be to their own husband in everything. Verse 25. Husbands, love your wives, even as Mashiach loved the called out assembly. And look at this, and gave himself for it. That's what you're doing. To actually be with somebody that's not qualified, somebody that doesn't even come through virginity, if you got to cut yourself to provide the virginity on the sheets, then guess what? You're hurting yourself to be with somebody that didn't meet the standard. But that's what Yahusha did for us. I'm gonna continue. And that's why your husbands need to be honored, especially if you didn't come into marriage like that. Honor that man. Watch this. Verse 27. That he might present to himself a glorious called out assembly, not having spot, nor wrinkle, or any such blemish, that it should be holy without blemish. That it should be holy and without blemish. So ought men to love their wives as their own body. He that loves his wife loves himself. The key verse was in 26. It says that he might sanctify and cleanse it with the washing of the water by the word. The covenant came through the blood, but the washing while she's in the marriage came through the water that came out of Yahushua Mashiach. Those are your cleaning agents, and this is how we're going to get it right as Yasharel. I land.
Come on, Sister Pat. Is she still there?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can now.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, I just wanted to say this, that every woman does not bleed when she loses her virginity. And I know it to be a fact. Every woman does not. So maybe that's why the man got to cut his leg. You know what I mean? But every woman does not bleed. And you probably don't believe me, but it's true. Yes. Do not.
Okay.
No.
We thank you for that. We thank you for that. We thank you for that. But what we're talking about, and we thank you for that, we're talking about even if she don't bleed, even if she's not a virgin on her wedding day, that man will, if she's submitted to him and he takes her as his wife, he becomes the head of her body. So in other words, when he becomes the head of her body, the blood, his blood, when he would cut himself, would even cause her to not have the damnation or what would I want to call it? The stigma of not being that, because that man covered her. So when we cover you, we're covering you in spite of. Now, if you don't believe me, go and read Hosea, because in the book of Hosea, he's saying, look, that was a perfect analogy of Christ and the church, where he married a 304, and she kept going out on him. But he told her, don't divorce her, don't divorce her, don't divorce her, don't leave her. Because he was washing her with the word. So, but we don't understand the value of the man, because I'm going to go say it again. Come on, Norriswell, that's this brother deep too, man. I know he got something to say.
I had a question before Norriswell went.
Okay.
So are you saying that our women don't want to be cleansed when they don't respect their husband, respect the man? They don't want to be cleansed of whatever's going on with them or took place. They don't want to see the light of the man in front of them. Is that what you're saying, clearly?
Yeah. They don't want to see it, and there's two reasons. The first reason is because they've never heard it before. The second reason is because the man don't know it. So when the man, remember I told you, we start out in one or two places. We start out as a king or an infidel. No in between. There's nothing in between for us. You're either going to be a king, a man of God, or an infidel, a man of darkness. And if you're a man of darkness, then that puts you in what you would call the queendom or 304dom, in that dominion, which is a dominion of darkness, which is female led. It's led by women.
Gotcha.
You follow me? So either you're going to be a king in that dominion as a man, stand up and be a man, follow the laws, the statutes, the commandments of the Most High. That's a man, a king. Or you're going to be an infidel, which you're going to follow the laws and the statutes and the commandments of the woman in the queendom, the 304dom, where she says, I can leave you and marry another, because when she leave this infidel, what's she going to marry? Another infidel. You follow me? She leave you to have fun with more what? Infidels. That's the only reason she's leaving. I need more fun. And the men, what we do is from a peasantry place, not knowing who we are, we go and we keep having fun with these harlots. Y'all, we got to do better. We got to do better. As men and as women, we must do better. So what the man does is he sanctifies the woman. As Christ did the church. It's the same thing. So when the woman says, I don't need a man, I don't have a man, I don't want a man, I can do it by myself, and I can have my peace without a man, she's actually fighting the Most High.
And she don't even know where she got that mindset from.
Right. She's actually going against the order of nature. That's why Paul says that she used her body for unnatural use. The toy store, the rose, multiple men. Do you know that when a woman has voluntary intimacy without the purpose of being kept, do you know that that carries the same weight as a woman having intimacy involuntarily? That means she didn't want to, she did it, but she didn't want to do it. I mean, she didn't want to do it and a man took advantage of her. The same weight is if a woman does it voluntarily and don't be kept. It carries the same weight. And you know what? It is defilement. That's what Jeremiah 3 is talking about. The land becomes greatly defiled. Because the defiling of the woman is when men just go into them and don't keep them. There's another word that I'm looking for. And what is that word? There's another word. But what it is you're violated. That's what it is. One violation is warranted. You want to be violated. The other one is I don't want to be violated. But violated is violated. So they carry the same weight. So some women want to be violated and some women don't mind being violated. Defiling. And men, it's bad for us because we're doing the defiling and we're the ones that's doing it. We're the ones that are making her unclean, and we're consistently making her unclean. And because we think she like it. And she does. Because now they say, I want a divorce so I can go have fun. So what she's telling you is I enjoy being defiled. This is bad.
But that's the thing about it. Brother Norriswell wanted to speak too, but I just want to slip this little comment. But that's the thing about it. Most women don't see that men hurt themselves to be with you when you're not in that condition. And I'm not just talking about like it's just a pain from being pricked by a something that's going to cut your leg and you can heal up. Nah, like some of us is enduring a pain every day from a woman that has given her body over to another man. Because why? That we're constantly being compared to that man.
And then
I'm sorry.
No, I was trying to just cut in what you were saying because I agree.
But you're constantly, facts on facts, you constantly being compared to that man. Not only are you constantly being compared to that man, the simple fact is that most of the attitudes, most of the things that we was talking about this the other day, because they've been one with somebody else, and the Most High said what He has joined together, let no man tear asunder. That means that if that man is hungry, her stomach might growl. If that brother over there is going through a sad time, she might be depressed. There's more things that to take on the pain of having a woman that didn't get presented to us the way that Eve was presented to Adam. Like I said, if we want to play as Strixes, and I ain't got no problem with Strixes. I love Strixes. I ain't got no problem with that. But if we go and play as Strixes, then that means that anything that the Most High did not ordain in this kingdom, it would have to be unalived on sight. So that means that if you presented your body to this new dude through paperwork and you didn't have the token of virginity, not because you couldn't do it on your own, because you gave your body away to somebody else, you actually bled for another man? You bled for another man? If that's the case, then that means that on your wedding night, you would have to be unalived. We don't want it like that. I'd rather do it the Most High's way, because he's showing constantly that he's the one that's providing for Israel. He's the one that's providing. That's why the kings of Israel, that's why the men, aka the kings of Israel, are so upstanding in this situation, because we follow somebody that gave his life, gave his blood, gave the water to watch. And then you got the nerve to know that you didn't enter into that marriage clean, and you don't want to be washed. When you got a man that's actually pursuing the Most High, actually pursuing the laws of the Most High, the righteousness of the Most High, and you don't want to be washed, that's painful. That's a pain that man has to live with every day. That's like him cutting himself every day. But my bad, Northwell, you got it.
Hey, Shabbat Shalom, family. I'm loving the information and the scriptures that's being presented. And when I first requested to come up, it was because the Akoti was on, saying that all women don't bleed on her wedding night. There's a tribe right now. We're talking 2026. Now they don't follow Torah, but they protect the virginity of their women so much so that they don't allow them to ride bicycles or do a whole lot of this and that. And all of the young women that's considered to be wives, on their wedding night, they have the imams or the grandmothers of the village look to see if it's a seal. And if this is 2026, this is the Zulu tribe. And if the Zulu tribe grandmothers do not see a seal on the young women, they automatically put them to the side, and they could never be considered as wives. And the information you're bringing about men experiencing hurt is very it's so much, it's very true, because a lot of times men that are now waking up to the truth have fallen in love with women that have these previous experiences, and a man that falls in love with a woman that has these previous experiences, she now has emotional scars on her mind and heart that you did not do, and you're being hurt by her previous experiences that you are having with her because you fell in love with the woman did not originally meet the qualifications of being a wife. And with all love and respect to the daughters of Zion, the amazing thing with that is when you are now coming into the knowledge of the truth, old and new covenant, of what originally a wife is supposed to be, and now you know the truth, is it not somewhat selfish now that you know the truth, and you'll plead the blood of the Hamashiach over your life and over our lives as we should, but you would leave a fellow sister out there uncovered, not having a husband, knowing that you yourself as well didn't meet the qualifications of a wife. So, you know, we got to get back completely to doing everything the way that the Creator said. And even when we go back with Adam and Eve, Adam and Kawa, they still had issues back in the garden. But a lot of people like to run back there, which is fine. But like you said, we the people, they only want to take certain portions of that and apply it to their lives and leave the rest undone. And we can't cherry pick the scriptures like that. So I'll mute up for right now, but this is beautiful. I'm loving this. Continue.
To God be the glory.
I wanted to piggyback on something that we the people said earlier when he was talking about, and he can correct me if I'm wrong, how a lot of the brothers out here are dealing with are women that don't really want to submit to us or listen to us because we ain't the first man that they slept with. Is that what you said, we the people?
Yeah, I was saying that, you know, in situations like that, like these are conversations that we had on the live before. A woman's body is not made to release. A woman's body is not made to release. So once they let a man into them, and he's there. He's there, and that's why, and it actually backs it up past, because in the scripture, it calls the woman the nakedness of her husband. They so much one body that the Most High actually calls them the nakedness of another man. So in that situation, when you take them and you're restoring them, I think Sister Virtuous put a comment down there. This is just an example of it, because this is a good. Man, I'm looking for it. I can't find it right now. Oh, here it is. It says doctors can determine if a woman is a virgin if the father isn't around. Under the laws of I hear what you're saying, because that's modern, doctorhood or whatever else like that. But the doctors wasn't a part of the actual marriage part. So it was only two people that could save that daughter, because the doctors didn't have the authority to come in and say, no, I vouch she's a virgin. A doctor can lie. Like, now I'm saying, so on and so forth. But neither here or there. Two people that can actually save that girl. The father, he can save that daughter by protecting her virginity, meaning that he's making sure she stays pure, checking in on her whereabouts, what's going on. So there's even certain cultures that exist today, that kind of like what Brother Northwell was saying, that men, and I'm going to say in particularly black men, are going over to these countries because their fathers don't even let their daughters go out on dates by themselves. The father goes out. The father goes out, and y'all in the restaurant, he's in the restaurant. Y'all over the house, fine. He's in the house with y'all. And so these things are being watched. So either the father can save you, save your virginity through means of protection, which is his job. That's his job. Or if that doesn't happen, the only one that can save you, unfortunately, it wouldn't be a doctor. The only other person that can save you is your husband.
Facts.
So your father is going to save you, or your husband. Either way, it's going to take the man that the Most High put in authority to do that, for especially for the women of Yasharel.
That's what
we need the men to step up.
That's what Paul was talking about.
You on point like a pencil. Because I even I told my wife that when we got together and our daughter, I said, you ain't going nowhere. You ain't going with nobody unless I'm going with you. Ain't nobody coming over here talking about you my girlfriend. Can we go kick it? None of that. Because we already know what comes with that. And that's what we learning over here. And what I've seen with the people and to the rest, everybody else is here, is it's so prevalent that our sons and daughters want to go out and do this because we, as the fathers, are not there. And then our women always run to somebody else to give them validation to what they're doing to make it seem like it's right. A lot of the times, we can't sit up here and sugarcoat nothing. We know that they will always run to somebody with a badge, somebody that's in the judicial system, somebody that has a title that your husband or the man you sleeping with don't have, and they will give them more respect than they do to the one that's actually protecting them and bringing it to their household to where it's not ran the way that others are ran.
I'm going to tell men.
Y'all ain't got to agree with me. Y'all don't have to agree with me at all.
Yeah.
I'm telling you what we all know to be true.
So how do you handle, like, if you know that's going to happen, you have those values, but you know how the world is, right? But your daughter or your son may meet someone from that other household. So it's like, how do you pertain to that? Would you go to the other parents like how we did? I still do that now. Like, I want to go see this person's parents too. So y'all sit down, y'all talk. But if you see their values aren't matching yours, not a full match, but at least in a spiritual balance. If you don't see that, you have to tell your child, hey, you can't do this. But then it's going to bring neglect with the children, and they're going to do what? Rebel. So
not
they're going to still...
Not necessarily. And the reason I say that is, as a man, as a father, my daughter ain't going nowhere to go do anything with anybody. First of all, if a young man is coming to my child, who is a child, no matter whether she in middle school, high school, whatever, you ain't got no daggum job, Tommy. You ain't got no land. You don't own nothing. You not finna start sleeping around and bringing children to the world. First of all, you bringing children into the world in lust because you're not in love. You're not intending to bring that child into the world once you start crossing those boundaries. So now we got to have these type of conversations. If a parent is allowing their son or their daughter to go out there and do wrong and then try to bring it towards my house, oh, heck no. And I said, heck no. I ain't want to say the H-E-double.
Yeah.
But heck no, we're not doing that.
But you know, the other parents might rebel against you too. Because they're like, oh, this is my child. I'm going to let them go over there. You can't tell them. You know how they do that? You know how they do. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that you got to technically follow it. But they'll put that extra boot in there. You know what I'm saying? So you can't have balance.
But
that's
can I pick on that if I may? Just with one thing. That's in Isaiah, where he says, women and children shall be thy oppressors, and they cause your paths to err. This is the same thing that you all are saying fundamentally, but unfortunately, both sides are true. At least one side is true than the other, but unfortunately, the world has a hold on our people, so much so to the point where, that rebellious nature can be there, but that's why the book of Sirach says, keep a watchful eye over your daughter, unless she bring herself to shame. So that's what past knowledge is saying, which that's the only way to do it. Like, you got to be, bro, a hawk.
X. I mean, we sit up here having a conversation. We're having a conversation about babies having babies instead of saying, like, hey, you as a father, forget what the mothers is talking about, because a lot of the mothers, they so confused in the mind that they allow this stuff to go on. Not all of them. Not all of them, but there is a majority of them from when we was growing up. This stuff was going on. There was no father around. And if there was a father around, he was at work half the time, and the mama was the one taking charge. Oh, well, she can have a boyfriend or he can have a girlfriend. You're doing them wrong. You're teaching them wrong. And that's what I'm saying. We sit up here talking about children, bringing children into the world, and they don't even know how to raise themselves, let alone a child coming into the world. Forget a friendship, T-Pure. Like, I hear what you're saying. I said friendship. Forget a friendship, because friendships start turning into other stuff.
Yeah,
you know
so
that.
Even this, real quick, this is mentioned in the Testament of Reuben, because we know Reuben, right, the sin that he committed against his father's concubine, right? So Reuben had a really stiff and harsh lesson when it came down to, like, being chaste after the fact. Like he said, it stayed with him, but it was the other things that he learned along the way, because as he bared that weight of sexual sin, other things came to light for him in wisdom. And he said men and women should not even be associating with one another. Like, you notice how the Middle Eastern countries, like, they'll have places where only the men can be and there's places where only the women can be. I actually think that's the proper design, because naturally the lust of the flesh, it just sparks itself. Like, how can you turn off the ability of being attracted to a person that's attractive? How could you turn off the ability of, if you see something expensive, not to say, ooh, wow, that's pretty right there. Look at all that gold. Look at those diamonds. Look at those rubies. It's the same thing with our biology. So I think the Father, he's told us from the beginning that we have to really be very wise how we conduct ourselves in these matters. Otherwise, I'm going to be honest, bro, I'm a man. Like, if a sister comes around me that I find attractive, right, my biology is going to try to tell me to seek out this woman, whether she's right or not. Now, I can tell my mind and myself not to do this. Look what happened to David, bro. As righteous as David was, as soon as he seen Bathsheba, he was like, I got it. See? So, it's a fine line.
I gotta have her. It didn't matter what it was. Friendship or not.
Yeah, I think the scripture
that's what we gotta keep to. Oh, go ahead, Richard.
No. You got to pass. I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead, bro.
No, you didn't cut me off, bro. I was just keeping it to where we having an actual conversation about what we dealing with. Because, yes, we're talking about the scriptures, everybody. We are in the scriptures all the time. But make this make sense in real time. What you going through. We're going through the same exact thing that the scriptures are talking about. We are the revelation of it.
This is why.
So we need to make it make sense in real time for our daughters, or our sons and our daughters today. All we're trying to do, or all we're doing, is putting a stop to what the Most High said is not right. And instead, we get backlash all the time. We get disrespected. We get talked to like we nothing. Instead of respected like the people that they respect inside at these jobs, at these schools.
This is why.
This is what we deal with all the time. But when a man actually speaks and steps up and says something, now you looked at as one that don't have a lot of knowledge or a lot of wisdom. You looked at one that I don't have to respect because you ain't got this such and such title. Go ahead, Unc. I saw you.
Yeah. I was going to say, this is why I keep saying we got to type in I am Yasharel. You got to keep reminding yourself of who you are. Because as long as you know who you are, you know whose you are. And there's when you know whose you are, the Bible says it won't come nigh your dwelling. And so the first thing is you got to build up that defense. Where I think there's a song where it says, Yahushua build a fence around me every day. I think a songwriter wrote that. And how you know that is because what does a fence do? A fence creates boundaries. Okay? That's what a fence is. When you put a fence around your property, you're creating boundaries. When we're identified as Yasharel, we're creating the boundaries. We're creating the boundaries for within the kingdom, and it won't come nigh your dwelling. So if we don't have to fight it physically, because what did Joshua say? The battle is not yours, it is whose? It's the Lord's. So all we got to do, right? So all we got to do, if we really want to do it right, is as the man. I'm speaking to the men. You got to begin to identify who you are, because as you identify, and I keep saying it because what it does, your identity is going to allow you to receive the law. It's going to allow you to not only receive it, but you're going to be self-correct. You're not going to need for someone to correct you. You're going to hear it, and your body is going to automatically know, look, fix yourself. It's going to fix it. It's automatic. And that's how you'll be able to maneuver this. I won't say you won't fail, because the Bible says that a righteous man falls how many times? You follow me?
7 times.
But does that make him not righteous? Does that make him unrighteous? No, because he was established as righteous before he ever failed. Oh, you got to hear me.
Facts.
So the establishment of who you are is in the identity of who you proclaim. So if you proclaim Christianity, guess what you're going to do? You're going to consistently fail, because your identity is based on a failed system. It's based on, that's what Christianity does. It has failed. Because, and how I know it's failed, because it told the people that Sunday is the Sabbath. That's a lie. It told the people that the law was done away with. That's a lie. It told the people that you can marry and be remarried, divorce and remarry. That's a lie. It told the people that intimacy is not marriage. That's a lie. So it failed the people. So if we're going to do it, let's begin to identify who we are. Let's identify that we are the nation of Yasharel. That's who we are. That's who I am. And so if we can begin to identify that, it's going to allow, and see, this is the good part about it, right? Once you identify who you are, you will align with who you are. It's just that simple.
See, everybody knows how the way that things are now.
I'm listening.
But nobody really likes to.
I'm listening. Keep talking.
I got you. But nobody really likes to go into the past and to see where your concepts of thinking even came from. We think that, a pulpit and a microphone and a choir singing, a couple of ushers, that makes every word a prayer book. It don't. It literally don't. Like, now I'm saying, most of the things that we practice, that we learned in those places, it don't even align with scripture. We can't find 75, 80% of the things that they're doing inside of there actually in the scripture. So when you look at it, when we look at today's woman, I did some research, and I told Unc I was going to bring this out. And this is concerning the women, that it's a big campaign that Unc is talking about that's going on, where the older women are trying to teach the younger women to divorce their husbands. And you saw it too, right? That thing is running rampant.
The independent thing, the independent move,
Facts. It's running rampant.
Really?
And it's starting to. You saw it too, bro?
No, that's a movement now. You saying like it just started up or something, kind of like MGTOW or Black Pill and.
Yeah, man, it's literally a movement. Well, there's two types of movements that I've seen. One is to intentionally harm the man that you're with while you're actually in a relationship with him. And the way that they're talking about doing this, it is women that are promoting themselves on social media, telling women that are married or that have been literally sleeping with one man for a long period of time to go and have random intercourse with another dude.
Oh,
and
yeah.
then
I've seen a lot of that. Yeah,
you saw that, and then they said, don't wash yourself down there.
Mm-hmm.
Let it.
Yeah, they said give it to him.
Yeah, exactly. Give it time so that it can cross over and it becomes an STD, because it said that the biology of the man has been inside of that woman so much that once another man goes in there, it's going to automatically make it if you just don't do anything to take care of yourself. And then they said go and lay down with your husband. Facts. Chlamydia, the clap, all of that. Mm-hmm. So then then they said go and lay down with your husband and act like he gave you a STD to flip it on him for whatever he did wrong. So that's the judgment that is coming from the older generation, and the advice that's coming from the older generation to the younger women. Now, the other side of it is the ones that's 50 and above that Unc is talking about. They're talking about doing a mass departation from your husband through divorce. A mass departation from your husband during divorce. So we're not making this up. I just want to give y'all some facts of where this mindset come from. Y'all ever heard of a woman named Margaret Singer? I have. I hope you have too. And if you haven't, you can think of things like Planned Parenthood, so on and so forth. I'm not going to get into all their history and stuff like that. I'm going to just hit some of the highlights. And modern day women that you think you independent and all of this, let's see if you are independent of Margaret Singer's thinking. Margaret Singer, she advocated for a woman's physical intimacy, intercourse, pleasure, and satisfaction as a component to show that she is healthy, that she has freedom, and that she has equality. Her physical and her sexual intercourse, the way that she has it, determines whether she's healthy, whether she's free, or whether she has equality. Let's keep it moving. Another thing that she taught, a female's freedom was based on having a choice against an unwanted pregnancy and the ability to be able to enjoy intercourse. That is the standards of it. Are you living in her mind? Here go another one. This is an interesting one right here.
That's been going on with the baby. That's been going on. Yeah.
But you're watching this. Who publicized it? Look at this. So here goes another piece of her mind. I wonder if this piece of her mind is in the mind of the modern day woman. Rejection of submissive intercourse. If a woman did not desire intercourse, she is mentally engaging in prostitution, regardless if she is married or not. Let's keep it going. Because some of you only know her for a couple of things. Let's continue. Freedom is the controlling of your own body, especially when you reproduce. Physical satisfaction is more important than marriage vows. I'll say it again. Physical satisfaction. Your wife telling you, I like multiple people and all this other stuff. Physical satisfaction is more important than marriage vows. She is the one that changed the traditional woman and the submissive woman role into the modern free woman, which is choice-driven, especially on the option to become a mother or when she decides to become a mother. Now everybody knows the fairy tale and all this other stuff like that, and all that's cool, and I love it, but we got to see what the end of this fairy tale is. What was Margaret Singer's end? How many people go look that up? As many, march around, and you like Planned Parenthood and all this other stuff like that. You like being vowed. You like all the choices and decisions you got made. How did she go? How was she unalived? Here goes some interesting points. She unalived at age 86. And guess what? She was in a convalescent home, which means that she was in a recovery home. I wonder what she was recovering from. Now, let's talk about this. When she passed away, it was due to heart failure. It was something called, I'm going to say this wrong because of my public school education, y'all got to forgive me. It's called arteriosclerosis, which is the hardening of the arteries. How do your arteries become hardened? How do you present heart failure within to a woman? I wonder, when I looked up, how do these things come about? guess what one of the main ways was, or one of the ways that they don't want to talk about is?
Multiple.
The way that you get this disease is from having intercourse with multiple partners. And then on top of having multiple partners that have inserted themselves inside of you, and then you got passed around, and they put themselves in it, and then you got passed around and put it in, and your work husband inside of you, and then the man that gave you a drink at the bar inside of you, inside of you, inside of you.
Ain't it suffering?
The other way that you get it after being passed around is when you are by yourself masturbating, giving yourself a STI, which is caused by the dildos.
I'm supposed to have plastic touching.
So now you following a woman that's leading you to your freedom, and if she's the leader, she's only going to lead you to her destination.
Set up.
Which was
Say
up. Again?
Set up. Set up. You've been set up.
Go ahead, talk about it.
I'm just agreeing with you. Go. Keep going. Set up.
Nah, man, because all of this, we don't understand this is witchcraft, y'all. Witchcraft, and many people don't even understand what witchcraft is. Did y'all know that the word glamour actually means witchcraft? Oh, man, I'm from the fashion industry. Did y'all know that the actual word glamour...
sounds like it. When you say it, it sounds like it. You don't even want to say it.
I'm gonna just drop some brief history so we don't get all deep into it or whatever else like that. Glamour is the traditional word for witchcraft, which is the ability to alter or control what someone else sees. It is known as casting glamour, which they changed it to casting spells later on. The word glamour, it goes into the masking of the true appearance of a person or an object or an environment, and forcing the target to perceive a false reality. Let's talk about what this witchcraft is. This glamour, it's an attempt to dominate, to manipulate, or to control another person. And y'all don't even understand, this is what Margaret Singer was all about. It was a spell. It was a spell. It was a spell. Y'all walking around in a daze. You walking around in a spell. A spell is also a period of time. So that's why you got boyfriend after boyfriend after boyfriend. Because with your glamour, you put him under a spell, which means he was yours only for a period of time. But let's continue. Let's continue. Because spells go through the actions of rituals. It's your actions. It's what you do. How you touch the man. How you walk up to the man. How you it's spoken words in your voice. It's also focused concepts, your reality or your way of thinking behind your mind and putting it into somebody else to physically change or alter the spiritual or the physical world. Another thing that this whole thing about witchcraft is, her way of controlling through witchcraft is three ways. There's main ways that they do it. And this is 304 of them, by the way, y'all. We talking about. The woman feels like she has the ability to banish somebody. To banish somebody. Bye. All right? All that stuff that they be saying is the ability to drive away what they call, quote, unquote, negative energy. These are the common terms, but this is what witchcraft is categorized under. Here go another one. Manifestation. Nobody talk about manifesting stuff nowadays. Manifestation, which means to attract all of the positive outcomes. Attract. And you're trying to attract the man. And you're trying to, and you want to attract the STD. You want to attract an STI. You want to end up in that convalescent home just like Marvin Singer did. And the third thing is to create protection, which is to create barriers around you. And this is what women do when they don't want their man to find another wife or a better wife or somebody that walks more worthy of him. When the law gives them even they want to create a barrier. What's that barrier? I got papers on you. I got papers.
You said something real heavy just then. That's why they don't want the man to find another woman, and this is often why we'll see the woman that has quote unquote lost respect for the man. Right? She's checked out. She won't dump that man. She'll try to monkey branch, right, on the back end, but she'll still retain the man because she still wants that level of control over him so he doesn't go and get something else that can actually be better. Oh, did y'all hear me, or did my mic cut off.
No. That was me. My bad. Go ahead. Finish saying that. I was trying to send you something.
Yeah. Oh no, that's all I was saying on that point right there, because it's all connected. Because I've always said time and time again, until polygyny is actually respected for what it is, the men can't really regain their power or their proper standing. It's not really possible. Now, each man won't do it, right? It's technically not for everyone, so to speak, right? But we clearly see, bro, the women are moving like tyrants. There is a level of discompassion they can reach that a man can't. And truth be told, the only way to compete with that is to have the ability to walk away, or have another option that you can entertain, as opposed to dealing with that day in and day out. Because if they are convinced that you literally belong to them and you can't seek anything else, why would they treat you any better when they're already in a vain spirit and mind? You know what I mean? So it's like they become your oppressor just by that alone. Because like right now, like what does the store tell you when they're the only store in the town? They like, shoot, you don't like the prices? We the only store. Where you gonna get it? Where you gonna get this? Where you gonna get that? But another store moves in and somebody's like, I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna go over there. They give me better customer service. And they're like, wait. We'll offer deals. We'll sell you bread half off. You see? It's there for a reason.
And like you said, it's the man that has to make the adjustment. As long as we allow it, it is what it is. It is what it is. We are the vagabonds. We are the simps, the valets. We are the ones that's spineless. It's us. And we're afraid of what she'll do. That, my friend, that means we are the worst of the worst. If you're afraid that a woman will sleep with another man, you crazy. You got to be crazy.
Yep. That ain't even gonna stop the.
You crazy. I mean, really, if that's your fear that your woman will sleep with another man because you operate as a king, she see you as a peasant. Trust me.
Hey, check this out. Listen, bro. Look, I was in tears laughing at this because like everything we're speaking about, I literally just had to experience this again, unfortunately, right? But I remember this woman one day. She said to me, so I was asking, I was like, yo, like, what are you gonna be doing on this day? I want to tap in with you. And she was like, I'm gonna be busy. She was being vague. And then she was saying so-and-so had a court date. She didn't want to tell me who. At a certain point, I didn't even care. But I'm like, it's real weird that you're being that vague. But I'm like, okay, do your thing. And then she was like, you're just insecure because it's like, you don't trust me. It's like you've been cheated on before. You ask me so many questions sometimes because you want. I'm like, honestly, no, I don't care like that. But I started laughing at the accusation because I'm like, yeah, that's happened to me before. But what responsibility would I have for a woman who has her own free will to go out and be a 304? Did I like it? No. But I laughed about it. Like, you know what I'm saying? I was hurt a little bit, but I'm like, I appreciate you taking yourself out. You know what I mean? It's good when the trash take itself out. I ain't have to bag it up or nothing. I ain't have to convince it to leave. I ain't have to do none of that. I ain't have to do none of that. She did it on her own. So, I was crying laughing. And even, to be honest, like, the chick liked that, but I didn't do it for her. Like, I'm like, I don't care about that. Y'all are going to literally do what you're going to do. Like, even this idea, right, they say, oh, I'm going to be feminine when a masculine man shows up. So does that mean the man can act like a flamingo before a woman shows up? So it's like, let me get this straight. You need a man to be what he is, so you be who you are. But even then still, when the man is leading, you don't want to follow the lead. That's why I don't believe in this, oh, when the leader shows up, they're just going to magically get into position.
You're not.
Hell no. They're going to keep doing what they want to do anyway. Bro, Adam literally had the supremacy, the dominion. He had perfection, and she still didn't follow this man. Still.
So what are we? All we got to do
still it.
Right. All we got to do as men is stand up. And I promise you, women will follow. Because she was created for that. The only reason she's not doing it is because we won't do it. We won't follow the law, so she has no reason to follow the law. Because men, we're going to worship something. We're either going to worship the Most High or the woman. Period. That's it. You have no other choices.
See, it's the existence of the third option, I think, because there was no third option before Satan came and deceived Eve. Satan introduced the third option and said, you can be like the Most High. You can get this, you can get that. So even if we're leading, until we create a system that at least the societal pressures are not affecting or reflective of what we want in our households, they're always going to, like Pastor Knowledge said, they're going to run over to this side for comfort. They're going to do this. They're going to do that. Because what do they say every single time, right? Like, why do I need to follow you when I go live my own life on my own? When before, they couldn't do that.
You're not my daddy.
Was a natural byproduct.
You ain't my daddy.
Yeah.
I had a daddy already. All of that type of
Oh, don't do it fast. Don't do it fast. You already know.
Right.
No, we're going to talk about this, John. That's what they say. You ain't my daddy. You ain't I got my own daddy. You trying to be somebody's daddy.
Yeah. Then they gonna hit you with the boy bye.
Or they'll do this is what or they'll tell you what they think what a man is. That too.
And they can't tell you nothing because
you're not a man. This is what a man is
supposed to do. The niggas that they chose is the reason that they with you now, and they still would disrespect you.
But like I said,
that's diabolical.
But like I told you before, Paz, the woman is only taking you because she's been thrown away by another man. She thinks she left him. Nah, believe me, that man left you. So what we have to do, right, as a man, if we're gonna do it, we got to do it the Most High's way. As men, we can sit here and find all the problems with the woman all day long, and I'm in agreement with you. But until we're ready to stand up and be a man, we don't got no argument. Until we're ready to stand up and be a man, we have no argument. When you're ready to do that, then we can move. But until
then it stops.
You know what I'm saying? Until you're ready to do that, because that's gonna cost you something. That's gonna cost you your ability to walk outside today, see a shorty that you want, go into her for your little while. You can't do that if you're gonna be a man. You can't do it like that no more. And so that way, when you do that, she has no authority over you because you took it back. But as long as her thick thighs and her big booty and her eyes and her eyelashes and whatever you like about that woman has that authority over you and it causes you to look at that, you're going to miss it. You're not going to do it. We got to stop going into these girls just because. We got to stop it. We got to stop it. They did it. They had a skit going around, and it shows you just how women are. I don't care whether she was married or not married, single or not single. It didn't even matter. That man put a cucumber in his pants and moved around and showed it to women, and every woman that he showed that cucumber to in his pants, whether she had a husband, whether she had a boyfriend, whether she had a girlfriend, I don't care what the scenario was. She called that person and said, I'm busy. I'm going to be here for more hours. She changed all of her narrative just so she can experience that man with that issue. And you think you got something? Come on, fellas. Come on, fellas. Come on. They're showing it right to you, but we're not paying attention. They're showing it to us.
I notice when you turn the other cheek, you can also denounce them by not participating because it'll show the true spirit in which they're coming at you for. I notice when you go at them, you get what you get. But when you back up and you look at the field, you can denounce them of what you see what they truly are. Because when you ignore them, what do? They come flocking to you then, don't they?
Yes,
and you're like, damn, how all of a sudden they just coming to me all of a sudden? Because you got to back up. You see what I'm saying? You got to turn that cheek. You got to turn it.
Yeah, and it's so strange, too, because it's all really based off of sin, right? You know, a wicked woman is added as a portion to a wicked man, right? So it's a cycle. They want you to be wicked, like Unc said, a vagabond, to retain them. But in reality, I always call a player a dumpster diver. That's really what he is. He just jumping and dumping in filth. Time and time again. He's a dumpster diver. I had to tell my brother this one day, too, because I was like, bro, I said, you're confident about this, but what you don't realize, they're calling you're the do boy. You like the dog that they call it, and you got to lick up the plate, the leftovers on the dish, and you think you're getting some out of it, but it's like, bro, the more of these women you have in your phone doing that, it's like, what are you really, bro? You're not even a real dog.
Hey,
You a plate licker.
hey, we got a new name, dumpster diver. So now, men, you now not only are you a vagabond and a valet and a simp and a brokeback, not only are you spineless, but now you are a dumpster diver. Because
don't leave out the mic.
And the mic, you are a male wife. You are a dumpster diver.
Hey, that need to be a shirt. No cap. All of these terms.
Yeah. Don't encourage him. One of your Unc must be stop shirts with all of those names on it.
No, that needs to be a shirt, man.
I'm telling you.
Just a second. I love to read y'all these verses from the Testament of Ruth because, bro, everything we're saying is in here, even in detail. Like it's one of my favorite books for this very reason because it's like it's spoken about in Proverbs and Sirach and whatnot and the Song of Songs, but I mean like the toxicity to really articulate it. We don't really see that enough in the scriptures.
Man, the way. So I got a question, and I ain't trying to bring up old situations. But what you say that the women was looking at again when the
cucumber?
He put the cucumber in there.
You want to see that video?
Man, that brother was going around there.
And every
it
woman.
Was all the women?
Yeah, he
all
would
them
lift up his
women.
leg and
Married,
they'll look.
divorced, young, and old.
Not the black. Listen, not black women.
He doing them all. He doing them all.
Yeah, it was definitely them. They was the ones mainly going.
Dude.
So there was the ones mainly going? Well, can I say this to y'all? Can I say this to y'all? Y'all might not like me because I'm saying this. Did y'all know that was actually the fulfillment of a prophecy? Go to Isaiah chapter 1.
I'm in Isaiah right now. You said that, and I got it right here. I just opened this right here.
I'm right here, right now. Chapter 1.
That's crazy.
Go to verse 8.
Not crazy. That's what.
The daughter of Zion is left as a cottage in the vineyard, as a lodge in a garden of cucumbers. That's a besieged city.
So, no, we can't make this up. Let me explain.
We already did all of it.
I got some saying.
Hey, man.
That's one right there. That's what's up.
They out there with a whole bunch of dangles.
So wait a second. I got some explaining to do. So now look at this. I'm going to just break it down real simple for
Out there with a
y'all.
whole bunch of weenies.
What them people from New York be saying? Hey, yo.
You can't make this up.
Look, watch this, y'all. It says the daughters of Zion is left as a cottage. A cottage is
a garden.
It's a temporary dwelling. It's a shelter. That's a temporary dwelling. It means that the women would not be considered for anything long term. It's a temporary dwelling. This is how men are going to actually look at the daughters of Zion. It's just about hit it and quit it.
Take me to a hotel.
This was a prophecy because of how Israel was cutting up against the Most High. And this is the part that actually falls on the women and what they're going to become accountable for in the curses of this. Y'all are not going to be taken seriously. Y'all going to be like a Motel 6. A temporary dwelling. It says the daughters of Zion is left as a cottage. In a vineyard, as a lodge, in a garden of cucumbers. That represents the male member. So that means that this daughter would be surrounded by men that ain't got nothing to offer them except for their what? Their cucumber. So now
you read all the way to verse 11.
The value.
I got you. And it says, as a city besieged. Why are our women looking at it as a city besieged? Because every time that one of these cucumbers go into her, that she's surrounded by, she is going to be robbed of her value. She is going to be robbed of her time. She's going to be robbed of her possessions, all because of the man with the cucumber in his pants. Let's continue. Verse 9. So y'all like chasing these things down. Y'all chasing the curses. Y'all chasing them. Go ahead, run it down.
All right.
Verse 9.
Yahuwah,
go ahead.
The Most High had left unto us a very small remnant. We should have been as Sodom, and we should have been like unto who?
Gomorrah. Facts.
That means that he should have burnt us up. He should have took us out just the same. It was the same stuff going on back then as going on today. They were just being passed around, following the cucumbers.
That's their desire. Your desire in the captivity is to chase that cucumber.
A buddy of mine was telling me about.
That's why the Aldo stores don't got nothing except the things that's like cucumber size. And they selling it because they say that a 304 is a deep ditch. I wonder how she got so wide.
More like a horse.
Stop letting these men plow on y'all. Like I'm dead. Excuse me, I'm serious. I'm serious. Like, yo, the Most High said that y'all are going to be like a temporary dwelling. You only built for short-term relationships. And you going to be walking through a field of cucumbers, and this is going to destroy you because now after that, something's going to hit you in your head and say, I should be married. And all of a sudden you're going to want to grab the paperwork. I got paperwork. That's what you're going to be running.
You ain't got loyalty in your DNA.
You ain't got no loyalty. You just want that paperwork.
And we the people,
so you can paper train your dog.
Some of it's so wild that some of them cucumbers got a double head on it.
No. Somebody help him.
Y'all know a crazy fact though? A crazy fact about cucumbers, because I'm thinking of this, like, it's mind blowing. You know, if you cut a cucumber right in half and you rub the two halves together, it'll froth up white, like milky.
Yep.
Wow.
Like it'll release its bitterness.
Yeah, once the oxygen hits it.
What's and what's inside of a man. So it's like that verse is actually really wild.
So
like,
these prophecies over here. Are these verses prophecies, or is the Most High just making this up?
These are prophecies and revelations. Because
we living through this, y'all. Do you think that it's by random that a man goes and gets a cucumber and puts it in his pants and then walks around, especially the daughters of Zion, and y'all the ones that's the most thirsty when y'all calling men thirsty all the time? You ain't just seen the size you wanted.
Hey, but family, real quick, Ezekiel chapter 16, dealing 100% with what you saying. Ezekiel 16 and 38. And I will judge thee as a woman breaketh wedlock, and shed blood are judged, and I will give thee blood, fury, and jealousy. Ezekiel chapter 16, verse 32. But as a wife, a Isha, a Gune, that committeth adultery, which taketh strangers instead of her husband. Ezekiel 16 and 28 says that the wife could not be satisfied. Then, one or two more passages. Ezekiel chapter 23, verse 17, talking about the wife. And the Babylonians came to her in the bed of love, and they defiled her with their 304 and she was polluted with them, and her mind was alienated from them. So after they used and abused the wife, she X'd them out of her mind as if they did not exist. And then Ezekiel chapter 23, verse 20, I don't even know how to word that to keep it maybe you all can word it. Ezekiel 23 and 20, and I'll mute up, but somebody else read it.
No, that's triple X-rated.
I got it right here.
It's triple X-rated. It's triple X-rated, y'all. This ain't for y'all ears. It's too much.
Verse 20.
Verse 20, yeah, or
She doted up, man. Me and my wife and children, we broke this down when I read the book of Ezekiel. But, hey, hold on. For she doted upon their parameters, whose flesh is as the flesh of asses. Now, y'all know what asses is, donkeys.
Yeah.
He said it's so provocative. This is what I was saying. They be riding them suckers like horses. When you reading this word, it's talking about, hey, they be getting it in with them people that's hung, whose flesh is of the flesh of asses, and whose issue, 6 inches of issue is like the issue of horses. Thus you call to remembrance the lewdness of your youth, and bruising your teats by the Mitzrayim for the breast of your youth. That's some smecks going on, y'all. That's some corn industry. This is what be going on with and women. We ain't really just talking about y'all, but we got to call it what it is. That's what they chasing now. That's what they been chasing. That's what they want. And when they can't get it, they go to the store and get some big old machine.
I want to read this part right here. This is Deuteronomy 32, verse 5. they have corrupted themselves. Their spot is not the spot of his children. They are perverse and a crooked generation.
Say it again.
I'll read it one more time. It says, they have corrupted themselves. Y'all know when y'all doing all of this stuff, this unlawful lust for the men and the women. When y'all doing this unlawful lust, this is what it says. They have corrupted themselves. You messing yourself up. They have corrupted themselves. Ain't nobody did that to you except for you. You have corrupted yourselves. Their spot is not the spot of his children. Y'all remember that Jacob, he had to separate the goats from the cattle from Laman's cattle. They had to have a spot on them. The ones that had the spot on them was the ones that Jacob could keep. And Jacob, he set something before their eyes while they ate. It was a stick with a spot on it. And all of the ones that came up and ate, they started to grow spots because that's the way that Yasharel moves. We are his people and the sheep of his pasture. So whatever you set in front of your eyes, that's what you're going to become. Stop looking at the pornography industry and all of that stuff. Take your eyes away from that. Stop looking at the woman's background check. You doing the background check, but you ain't hiring nobody. You looking all day back and forth, and you ain't fitting to do nothing with nobody. So what is that? You following what Satan put up in front of you. That's why you got a different spot. Look at this. He says, what's that? Man, I done lost it. Where we at? Verse 5. They have corrupted themselves. Their spot, the children of Yasharel, their spot is not the spot of his children. They are perverse and a crooked generation.
Wow. Put in the chat, I am Israel. This is helping us to understand who you are and whose you are, and is aligning your body so you don't fight what's being revealed to you today. Because this, once you know who you are, you can come home. Once you know who you are, you can come home. Come over here where the table is spread and the feast of the Lord is going on.
I am Israel. What I need y'all to do is copy what I just put in there, which is I am Yasharel. That is our new hashtag. Okay. I want y'all to start putting it even on y'all posts. When y'all post anything, everybody, I am Yasharel. Hashtag I am Yasharel. Do not try to change it up. Just click it, hold it down, and it'll say copy. And you can just copy it straight and put it into the chat. Everybody do that right now. 2 minutes right now. Everybody, all 29 of y'all in here right now. I want to see I am Yasharel from everyone, or I'm going to mute or close out these comments and and everybody just going to talk.
I appreciate it, y'all. I appreciate it.
Would it be okay?
Go ahead.
Would it be okay if I read a few verses from the Testament of Reuben? It's really 17, but it's very quick. He just gets straight to the point, and it is literally everything we're discussing today. Like, there's nothing missed at all. So he says, therefore, my children, I say unto you, observe all things whatsoever I command you, and you shall not sin. For a pit unto the soul is the sin of fornication, separating it from Elohim and bringing it near to idols, because it deceives the mind and understanding, and leads down young men into Sheol before their time. For many has fornication destroyed, because though a man be old or noble or rich or poor, he brings reproach upon himself with the sons of men, and derision with Satan. For you heard regarding Joseph, how he guarded himself from a woman, and purged his thoughts from all fornication, and found favor in the sight of Elohim and men. For the Egyptian woman did many things to him, and summoned magicians, and offered him love potions, but the purpose of his soul admitted no evil desire. Therefore the Elohim of your fathers delivered him from every evil and hidden unalivement. For fornication overcomes not your mind, neither can Satan overcome you. For evil are women, my children, and since they have no power or strength over man, they use wiles by outward attractions that they may draw him to themselves. And who they cannot bewitch by outward attraction, him they overcome by craft. For moreover, concerning them, the messenger of Yah told me and taught me that women are overcome by the spirit of fornication more than men. And in their heart they plot against men, and by means of their adornment they deceive first their own minds, Like, that's why they be like, "Oh, I'm a 10 now." That's makeup. Go take a swim in the pool. Go take a shower. Come back out. Let's see if you still think that. See, they deceive themselves. And by the glance of the eye, they instill the poison. All men know that look. A woman could be in a whole relationship. She could be married or single. That look, right? She instills the poison with the eye. And then through the accomplished act, they take the men captive. For a woman cannot force a man openly, but by a harlot's bearing she tricks him. Flee therefore fornication, my children, and command your wives and your daughters that they adorn not their heads and faces to deceive the mind, because every woman who uses these wiles has been reserved for eternal punishment. For thus they allured the watchers who were before the flood. For as these continually beheld them, they lusted after them, and they conceived the act in their mind. For they changed themselves into the shape of men, and appeared to them when they were with their husbands. And the women lusting in their minds after their forms gave birth to the giants. For the watchers appeared to them as reaching even unto heaven. Beware therefore of fornication, and if you wish to be pure in mind, guard your senses from every woman. And command the women likewise not to associate with men, that they also may be pure in mind. For constant meetings, even though the evil deed be not done, are to them an irremediable, incurable disease, and to us a destruction of Satan and an eternal reproach. For in fornication there is neither understanding nor reverence, and all jealousy dwells in the lust thereof.
To God be the glory. We thank you for that, man, because that brings us right back to where we are. Like you said, it brings us right back to the situation, and I'm going to say it again. Men, we got to fix it. It was never given to the woman to fix it. It was always our responsibility. And I'll ask the same question I've asked before. When the Lord, the Most High, Yahudah, when he created man and he brought the woman to the man, what did he say to her?
Absolutely nothing.
Nothing. Absolutely. So since he didn't say anything to her, but he brought her to the man, who was the responsibility to? Who did he give the responsibility for the woman to?
Main man.
It's us, the men. It's the men.
So if the man has a responsibility, as much complaining, as much whining, as much as we have a problem with the woman, it's our problem. The only thing we can do is go to the Most High and pray for wisdom, understanding, and correct this problem. And I can tell you how we can correct it quick. I can tell you how we can correct and stop being mice. And stop being dumpster divers.
Ain't that the truth? Dumpster diver, that's a good one.
That's why I guess it's what, not a guess, but now I see the homework he gave us before he gave us the woman.
Right.
What do we have to do? We had to tend. We had to do all the chores. He made us get the house right before you bring her in. Now we have full responsibility. So he was coaching us to be ready for what was to come.
Hey, Bruce Leroy, look at Jacob as that one. 'Cause remember, he came with nothing. He didn't go after the woman. Like, he wanted her, but he had to work for her. He was like, yeah, I want you. But the pop's like, no, man, you're going to have to work. 7 years. So he worked for 7 years. He established himself.
7 years, yep. And he went to him and asked him to do that, just to respect.
Like, hey, I worked these 7 years. Can I get what's rightfully mine now?
That's respect, yeah.
So women, when that man approach you, ask him if he's trying to dumpster dive. And then, because he ain't even going to understand what you're saying.
Hey, you ever heard somebody say they going in the trash?
She just called herself a dumpster.
No. The reason I'm saying that is because
you called yourself the trash can.
Because she's
recycle
saying,
to recycle, because you're going to go somewhere else, you're going to recycle it.
What she's saying is she's really saying, look, I'm not trying to be that. So if you're trying to dumpster dive, I ain't the one. I'm the one. I'm not the one. I'm not the one for you to dump what you don't want in. I'm not here for you to come into me and try to get what you want out and then leave me. That's not happening.
You're not trying to be a bucket, as Queen put in the comments.
Right, a bucket, a trash can. That's not me. That's not me. I might have been that way because I didn't know better, but I know better now. Somebody put in there, we know better, so we do better.
Hey,
So we can tell the women we ain't
y'all ever open up right? Hey, y'all ever open up a trash can and it's just a raccoon in there looking up at you?
What you doing in here?
Wow.
No, they'll even chase you too.
Hey, y'all, I thank God for the live today.
Can I say this?
Yes,
Can
sir.
I say this? I want to put the emphasis back on the law real quick.
That's where I was going.
That
Go ahead.
The man was the only one that could restore that woman. That man that would cut himself to be with her. And if you have married one or with one, and that you've done that to yourself so that you can be with her, you're the only one that got the washing of the water, because he done gave it to you. He gave his word to Jacob. He didn't say Leah. He gave his word to Leah. He didn't say that he gave his word to Rebecca. He said that he gave his word to Jacob. Excuse me, Rachel. Thank you. He said that he gave his word to Jacob. So if you got the word, then guess what? You can provide that. That's why the man has to present his wife before the Most High, because why? You the one that's going to provide that blood that she ain't got. Just like Yah sprinkled the blood on us at the foot. It wasn't the people, it wasn't Israel that came up with the blood. Yah provided the blood. He the one that cut it. Just like Yahusha allowed himself to be pierced. He didn't have to allow himself to be pierced. He allowed himself to be pierced, so that now in the renewed covenant, it's not just blood, it's blood and water from the heart.
Yeah, I just went through that, and I'm gonna say, hey, just as soon as she stopped taking baths in the water, y'all stopped paying the water bill, man. It was unfortunate. I'm gonna be honest.
Oh man,
I did my best.
Hey, that man is diabolical up there.
She left stink not according to my will.
Hey, I just want to give this man his flowers, man. I've been looking at your page for about a year now, and everything you say, man, I'll be showing clips to my son, and I'll be teaching him and showing him, man, everything that you be talking about, and including what I say. I just want to give you your flowers now, man, because you don't have to do this. You don't have to be up on platforms and teaching people and showing people, the youth and adults. I just wanted to say that, man. Keep doing what you're doing. And I hope everyone on this platform has a good weekend.
To God be the glory. We thank God for you too, my friend. We thank God for you. Brother Boitea's up here, y'all. He ain't said a word yet. Let's hear what he got to say.
He can't say a word. He on teacup.
Oh, okay. We thank God for everybody today, y'all. Y'all know what time it is. It's time for us to remember. Pastors get ready to go live at 3:30 Eastern Standard Time, 2:30 Central Standard Time. Pass the knowledge. He'll be going live here shortly. Pastor, you want to talk about your live here real quick?
Sure. I don't mind. We'll be discussing the book of Jasher or Yashir, which is based on Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, Moses, the whole nine, just of Yasharel. Right now we're in the chapter where Moses is about to be born. His sister is about to prophesy coming into the world. So we're going to do a breakdown of that. As y'all know, we always breaking down each chapter and verse through and through. We don't just read it all the way through and then just run along. We actually have a breakdown of it. So I would appreciate if y'all do come through. I need y'all to come through with them hashtags. Hashtag I am Yasharel. And if anybody don't know how to do that, all you have to do is hold down on my name where it says I am Yasharel. It'll say copy, and you can repost it. But that is our new trend that Unc has come up with, and we're going to trend that for him or for Yasharel so we can wake up our people. We are powerful enough, y'all, and I'm going to just shut up after this, but we are powerful enough to make something go viral, 1 million, with this hashtag right here, and there's truth to it. So, Unc, again, thank you for allowing me to be able to talk about the platform and also be a co-host over here.
To God be the glory. We thank God for you. Remember, we are building a website, and it's called Beth Yasharel. Anybody remember what Beth Yasharel means? Anybody remember? Remember, we're not building a camp. We're building a nation. We're not building a camp. This is not about me. This is about the nation of Yasharel coming together again. Isaiah 43:1, and it says, "But thus says this now, saith the Most High, that created thee, O Jacob. And he that formed thee, O Yasharel. Fear not, for I have redeemed thee. Past tense. I have called thee by thy name, thou art mine. So when you hear me say post, I am Yasharel, the Beth Yasharel, what I'm trying to get us to do is understand who you are and whose you are, so that you can understand that the law of the Most High is for you. And therefore you won't resist it. Because Christianity, you resist the law. But as the nation of Yasharel, you embrace it. Because it is your standard, your morals, your wisdom, your understanding, your perfection, your holiness, your righteousness before the Most High. Let's do it the Most High's way. Look, y'all, we're going to go down from the top to the bottom. We're going to give you about 1 minute to speak on what we've taught, what we've learned today. And women, stop divorcing. You were never given that right. You are fighting the Most High. Okay? As a woman, when you say I'm divorcing him, you are fighting the Most High. And men, it should not be in Israel. And if you do, give her a letter of what you find fault with, so she can present that to the next man. Okay? Let's do it the Most High's way. Come on, Brother Borte. We got 1 minute. Okay, he might be working. Come on, what's my man name?
Kebes.
Yeah.
Kebes.
Yes, sir.
Come on.
Well, yeah, I'll just say, just as we've been saying, modesty on the women's part is very important. Not just modest in mindset, but also attire, but also in spirit, because none of this is a game, right? We only get one chance at this, and it's either we get in the pit or we get in the kingdom. So it's not worthwhile to go to the pit for dumpster diving, right? It's not worthwhile to go to the pit to be trash. And look, like, even if you digging through the trash with a glove on, you still digging through the trash. So it don't matter, right? There's no concept of safe sex, right? In terms of being able to avoid the consequences of what it actually means, just because, you put something on there. Because, they got that thing nowadays. So I don't know if you ever heard that, some of y'all. These women, a lot of them will say, because it wasn't done, flesh to flesh, it doesn't count as a body. I've heard this with my own ears. But nonetheless, laying down with someone is marriage. That's a covenant. Until that's taken seriously, it's literally just supporting fornication, adultery, destruction, and all types of sin, because it just opens the door for Satan like nothing else. Stop dumpster diving.
Hey, let Sister Margot somebody, please. Come on down. 1 minute, y'all. Thank you for that, Brother Bees. How you pronounce that?
Kepes.
Kepes. We thank you for that, brother. Is this your first time on the live?
On the panel, but not actually listening. And I've listened in a couple of times. Then I follow your page. Like, I really like the videos because it's coming from a wise and experienced and elder perspective. So I appreciate it. Most of the elders are honestly tapped out of this generation. They kind of just tell us we need to get with it and happy wife, happy life. Like, that's retarded. Oh, TikTok shop. I ain't supposed to say the R word.
Thank you, man. Thank you. Come on,
some fruits in the chat, y'all. We love the TikTok shop. We know the brother said something, but hey, we love the TikTok shop. This is for educational purposes only. This is not fact. So let's make sure we put some fruits in the chat.
Oh, I got the fruit.
Oh gosh, boot me. Get me off.
Yeah, they said I had to remove him. They sent me. I don't know what did he say. Don't say it, but
you can't say the read word. You can't say the special needs word that starts with an R.
Oh.
No one can say that. Even if you
nobody can say that. Yeah.
You cannot say that. They are a stickler on that.
Oh, okay. That's why they put me down for 3 days before, right?
Yes. I be trying to tell y'all, man. Listen, let me explain something, y'all. I be telling y'all this because I've been on TikTok for years. And they used to ban all my lives because of the words that I tell y'all not to say. And people will still say them like I didn't tell them, don't say that word. I'm telling y'all one more time. For somebody that's been around the way for a cool minute, say say everything in an educational way, like you're talking to a child.
Yeah.
Okay, well, thank you for that. Just before you go, Brother Yor, let me hear what Sister Margot got to say, and we're going to work our way right back to you. Is that okay?
Shalom. I just want to say something very quickly, and I'm going to drop. Shalom, everyone in the panel. And I know you guys are speaking about the women, and I just want to say one thing. If a woman really wants to keep herself until she finds her husband, one thing she has to know, she has to really want to do that. She has to kneel down and pray to Yahweh and tell him, please take these feelings away from me until I find a man. Because I'm going to say this, a woman has deep feelings to want a man, because they have that feeling in the skin. See, the skin can be your worst enemy in that way. So we have to pray to take it away. My mother, I want to say this real quickly. My father, at a younger years, he was in his early 50s. He had cancer in his prostate. My father was 9 years older than my mother. So my mother was in her mid-40s. She had to kneel to the Father, Yahweh, and tell him, take away those desires. He is my husband. My mother confessed to me not too long ago, God bless her, so that my father wanted to try to do things to satisfy her. She said, no. I'm an old-fashioned woman. If this is what happened, this is that you have prostate cancer and you cannot perform, and this is how it is, let it be as it is. The Father will take care of me. Do you know that she didn't have no desire? Never took another husband, and my father passed away before her. Never took another husband. My mother's 94 years old today. Never took another husband. She is waiting to pass away to see my father. And that's all I have to say. All praises. And I'm clear.
To God be the glory. Thank God for you. Come on, brother. There you go.
Oh, I don't have much to say. To the lady, blessings to her, because I value that, because my grandmother did the same too. As soon as my grandpa died, no man was coming from the church pew trying to hit that doorknob and that doorbell, trying to get to it. But my grandma stood her ground all the way out and through. And I used to ask her, I said, why you got the men coming to you at the door? Don't they know granddaddy held it down here? She's like, and he's still going to hold it down. And I'm going to see him later. So I understand what she's saying with that. But no, we just have to sharpen up with each other. We can only learn to be our best learner. So you also got to be open. We got to be better examples too, so women can be better examples. But there's a right way and there's a wrong way. All we can do is sharpen our tools with each other, and we're only making the start of it right now. And I appreciate y'all. Here's to a better movement and better days to come in all your ways.
Come on, brother. Are you listening?
God be all the glory.
Yes.
All right, let's go back up to Brother Borte. I think he's ready to say something now.
Oh, yeah, I've been listening. Just that way I was. I'm trying to sort my wife's car for her, so I'm working on it. But like we always said, let's do it God's way. I cannot say no to anything we're talking about today. We just have to know ourselves as men to stand up. Because if we cannot stand up, they will do our job for us. And if they do our job for us, what do you think will happen? And tell us all the time. We used to, brother, we the people say, they go for job, they follow the rules and regulations at work. But when they come home, it's a different story. We have to stand up and be the leaders and start teaching our children. Pastor, I always embrace you. Like you are saying, my daughter will bring. Look, they say I'm so strict. Why? Because my daughter don't go to a friend place to sleep over. I said, no, you're not sleeping over any place because I'm not there to protect you if anything happens to you there. So you're not doing no sleepover. School will say, oh, why don't you let her go sleep over? Friends will say, why don't you let... No. My job is to protect her. So if you guys want to take your children wherever they want to go and do sleepover, let them do. But I know one thing is that no one will protect my daughter except me. So hey, let's keep going God's way. That's what I have to say today.
Thank you for that. Come on, brother.
We the people.
Man, I enjoyed this, y'all. It's good to hear other brothers that I don't even know that are seeing the same things out of the word. Even more, Brother Norshwell was amazing with those scriptures, man. I appreciate that. So was Brother Cabez when he was up here doing his thing. I appreciated that. He gonna learn about the words and stuff like that. He gonna learn. But this was a beautiful live, man. I loved it. We just got to remember that the Egyptians were mentioned over 600 times. I think 600 to 700 times in the scriptures, because the Most High was trying to make a difference between us and them. And that's the culture that we kept on running back to. Remember the Egyptians, they did the trial marriages where they would live together, and they could have children together in those trial marriages. And they was doing that to see if they was compatible. The other thing was to avoid fornication. Egypt rule was to make fornication legal, so that you wouldn't destroy your reputation, and it can shift your morals. And remember that, in the masturbation area and stuff like that, the pornography industry and stuff like that, like, y'all gotta understand this. I'm gonna make this my last statement. For the Egyptians, that was like their baptism. What we do as baptism, that was their version of baptism. The Pharaoh and his subjects used to go and used to release their seed into the Nile River publicly in front of everybody to show the false god that they worship. And where do you release your seed? You in the shower, you over the toilet, you in these different places, whatever else like that. Like, all of this was that we're not like them. We are not like them. And thank you all for just making a platform where you can, definitely give us your wisdom and knowledge, but you also pass the mic. I love the fact that you passed the mic. Shalom.
To God be the glory. Thank God for that. Brother Pass.
Oh, I get another pass? Nah, man, I really appreciate it. I love co-hosting over here and doing your highlights for you. As you can see, I did quite a few highlights. And I'm telling y'all, that hashtag that Unc has been talking about, I am Yasharel, is starting a trend. And it's us that's doing it. So every video y'all do from here on out, I don't care if it ain't got nothing to do with Yasharel. Put hashtag I am Yasharel.
I got y'all.
Thank you for that. Yeah, remember.
I like how you be standing up, bro. You don't never sit down. Like, he be really running the play for real. You on the field up. So I like seeing you like that pass. That's what's up.
God be good. We thank God for you. I got a couple scriptures I want to read, and then we're out of here. But I want y'all to remember, put in the comments, hashtag Yasharel, I am Yasharel. And this is what I want to read. Because now, as we're learning who we are, the scripture should begin to read to you different. You should begin to hear something different now. So I'm going to read for you today, Romans chapter number 8. I'm going to start at verse number 37, and I'm going to read to the end. Romans chapter number 8, verse number 37. He's talking to Yasharel. He says, nay, in all things we are more than conquerors through him that loved us. Who did he say he loved? Jacob I loved, Esau I hated. Who was he called the elect? Israel is the elect, according to Isaiah 45 and 4. Okay? Listen to what it says. For I am persuaded that neither unalignment, nor life, nor angels, nor principalities, nor powers, nor things present, nor things to come, nor height, nor depth, nor any creature shall be able to separate us from the love of the Most High, which is Yahushua HaMashiach, our Most High. Listen, y'all, you must understand that the Bible is about you. It is written about you. Listen at what it's saying to you. You are Yasharel. Get your inheritance. Get your inheritance. You are Yasharel. Let's do it God's way. Remember, Past Knowledge will be on at 3:30 Central Time today. 3:30 Eastern Time, 2:30 Central Time. Remember, Monday night we will be back here alive again at 8 o'clock. Wednesday night, 8 o'clock. Thank God for all of the panel. We thank God for the new brothers that came up today, man. I get a little nervous when new guys come up. Y'all know that, right? Because I don't know what they're going to say. But we thank God for y'all today. Brother Kevin's, man, watch some words, man, because they said, look, either put you down or we all go down. So it's better to sacrifice one.
And then Brother Kenyatta that came up and gave that compliment to you. Shalom to you. We appreciate you.
Oh yeah, we do, man.
Kenya.
That was Brother Kenya.
And we thank God for you, man. We thank God for you. Keep coming, though, man. We'll see y'all Monday night. See y'all later today on Past Knowledge, on Brother Past Live. We'll see y'all a little bit later. Let's do it the Most High's way. Let's do it God's way. Israel, you are the Most High's. I am Israel. Let's do it. Hashtag I am Israel. We look forward to seeing y'all later. Be blessed.
I got it now.
Hey, you see what his company is? He said they gave me up for salvation.
Hey, Mark.
Hey, yeah. Don't forget the book, The Awakening of the Lost Nation. It's on Amazon. Thank you for that, Brother Kenny. The Awakening of the Lost Nation. That's what this is about. A nation, not your religion. Let's do it God's way.
Hey, Marco, I see you put in there, I am Yasharala. We have our own hashtag over here. And if you hold down on my name.
Did you hear that?
Yeah, no, I'm calling y'all out. Y'all ain't gonna put nothing else out there. Now, y'all gonna make this alive. She got to be alive, huh? We ain't on the games.
I put too many A's up there.
You better copy that book. Put it in the chat.
I apologize.
That's all right.
All right, y'all.
All right.
Well, y'all should enjoy your Sabbath.